great again, rallying Gastonia, North Carolina, right outside the city of Charlotte. We have thousands of people already lined up today here in Gastonia. Again, Right Side Broadcast Network has been covering all of President Trump's, sliding is painful, all of President Trump's rallies so far, and we are going to be working hard leading up until the presidential election on November 3rd. I'm going to jump in the chat room and answer some questions. Go ahead and say hello to those who are joining us, and we will slowly but surely get started with our broadcast. No, it's fine. My phone doesn't work. All right, we will get Wi-Fi in just a little bit. But again, you're just going to take a minute, turn around with me, and look at this crowd size. Again, we're a little bit over 2 hours before President Trump is even scheduled to take the stage. And at this point, it is standing room only and squeezing into tight crevices at this point. It is a packed crowd. Again, 2 hours shy. It's not even 5 p.m. Eastern just yet. President Trump is scheduled to arrive at 7 p.m. We're going to have a killer broadcast for you guys today, including the pre-speakers, the national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance. I've heard that Diamond and Silk are actually in the audience here today, so we'll be seeing those wonderful women as well. Before we get started with anything else, I do want to have your attention go towards our partners over at Patriot Mobile. As you know, leftist corporations like Verizon have empowered radicals to tear our country apart by funding their efforts, most recently sending $10 million to Al Sharpton and others. It started with impeachment, then exploiting the pandemic, followed by violent riots, and now they're threatening violence and packing the court. Patriot Mobile shares your values and won't send your hard-earned money to aid in the destruction of America or fund Planned Parenthood. Get the same nationwide service and support a company that loves America, shares your values, and supports our police. Switching is easy. Keep your phone number, bring your own phone, or buy a new one. And now they have their best offer yet. Get a free month of service or a free phone plus free activation with the offer code RSBN. Just go to patriotmobile.com/RSBN or call their U.S.-based customer service team at 972-PATRIOT. Veterans and first responders save even more. So please make the switch today. patriotmobile.com/RSBN. Again, that's patriotmobile.com/RSBN or call 972-PATRIOT. Looks like our Wi-Fi is back up and running, so we're going to hop on into some emails I wanted to share with y'all on the YouTube chat, and we're just going to hang out here today while we wait for the pre-speakers to take the stage and wait for President Trump to take the stage. Last night he had an insane rally in Erie, Pennsylvania. Hopefully he brings that same Pennsylvania energy he had last night here to North Carolina, another swing state in the 2020 presidential election. Alright, phones are going a little slow today, so bear with me. Wanted to pull up an email from the campaign, but it's not loading, so we'll see if we can do the super chat or find another way to make this work with us today. Thank you all for being patient while I try and get this Wi-Fi up and running. It's always different at each of these events. We have no IFB or any fancy teleprompter or anything like that, so we are quite literally just here hanging out with you guys, telling you what's going on, what's happening on the scene, and delivering it to you as well. You can see it in the background, the audio, the visual. We're completely live. Something a good bit different than other networks. Unable to get the Wi-Fi, so if anyone knows it, and will text that to me, appreciate it. But in the meantime, again, thousands of people lined up here already. It looks like the seats behind President Trump, where they normally put the VIP or the expedited entry, there's still some seats available there. I did notice that there was a nice white tent. It looks like they might be hosting maybe some of the donors or family and friends of the campaign. It looks like a nice event going on. So those seats will probably be filled up in absolutely no time. Again, we are in the home state of Lara Trump as well as Diamond and Silk. So fingers crossed we're going to see some of my favorite ladies speaking here tonight. I'm going to take a quick break to try and find some Wi-Fi so I can use my phone. So I'll be right back. Phone so I can interact with you guys right now. Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm gonna finally be able to hop in the super chat and talk to some of y'all and answer any questions you might have. Looks like we have around 10,000 watching right now, so I love that. There's a little less people at the beginning, so it's a great time to get in some of your questions. The rally doors have opened for those who are asking. However, President Trump doesn't take the stage until 7 p.m. Eastern time. So we are waiting on President Trump to take the stage. But before that, we can expect the pre-speakers to come out and hype up the crowd. A lot of times it is local officials. I'm expecting we might have the GOP chairman of North Carolina. This is actually his hometown. So I think it has a lot to do with why President Trump actually decided to come here to Gastonia, North Carolina. So we can expect to possibly see him, Laura Trump, Diamond and Silk. Ellie Express said, when will he be in California? Great question. They are expecting a little over 20,000 people here today for those who are asking. Again, they are expecting around 20,000 people here today, which is astronomical. Before we get started in today's event and really in depth with everything that's going on, I want to take a moment of silence for a patriot that we actually lost. His name was Randall Tom. Randall Tom has been with Right Side Broadcasting Network since the very beginning of RSBN, since I've been here. He's been at all of these rallies alongside us, so we're just going to take a quick moment of silence and remember his memory, his patriotism, and his love for this country, as well as the service he provided in the military. For being you're in a better place now. We really do love you. It's a shame you can't be here, but we know you're looking down and your spirit can help push President Trump's energy back into the White House for 4 more years. More and more people are joining this crowd today, so at least we have a large turnout. for today's rally here in Gastonia, North Carolina, a swing state for the 2020 presidential election. Right Side Broadcasting Network is going to be here all day to provide you with the footage, the coverage of everything. We have multiple cameras on the ground. We have Miles, who's doing the overflow crowd, and my cameraman Will, who's right behind me, set up focused right on the podium. We have a beautiful podium shot. Of course, two massive cranes holding the American flag right above us. And a large crowd that is filling up slowly but surely for the VIP area. Right Side Broadcasting Network is almost entirely viewer funded, meaning we rely on your donations and your support to keep us going from rally to rally all across this great country. RSBN came up with this idea around 2015 that was started when our CEO Joe Seals realized no one was panning the crowds at these rallies. Right Side came through, panned the crowds, and that was history ever since. We've been doing that for 4 years now, a little bit over 4 years, and we have garnered hundreds of millions of views for President Trump's rallies. We guarantee to go to as many of them as we possibly can. We're expecting there to start being 3 to 5 a day. At this point, I think we have 5 cameramen, so maybe we can make that work. We are going to be stretching very thin, but every single penny that you guys donate allows us to continue doing what we love and continue doing what we think is absolutely necessary. Seems to be what the mainstream media is missing. So there are a number of ways you can donate and help support us at Right Side Broadcasting Network. The first one being the YouTube live chat. You can click the $ in the bottom right hand corner of the YouTube super chat and donate absolutely any amount. Every single penny counts, like we were saying earlier. The second way you can donate is by our website. That's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. Again, that's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. The third way you can donate is by sending a check to 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830. Again, that's 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830. Don't forget to follow us on social media as well, Twitter and Instagram at RSB Network. When it comes to Gastonia County and why President Trump possibly chose to campaign here with 2 weeks left of the election, there was an article written on Gaston Gazette. We're going to read you. I'm going to paraphrase a little bit of it, but again, this is Gaston Gazette. It was a little difficult not finding a negative article, so I don't know what that's about, but we have to filter through to find some that are the most non-biased and actually present you with the facts. I think I got close to it. So it was an October 13th call with state GOP officials. Jonathan Fletcher practically begged them to route President Donald Trump through Gaston County. According to them, it was a long shot from the 28-year-old chairman of the Gaston County Republican Party, but he felt like the stop in a hotly contested presidential swing state would make sense for the Trump campaign. He got confirmation just 2 days later that the event was a reality. He said that feels like a lifetime ago now. Fletcher said Tuesday ahead of Wednesday night's Make America Great Again rally here at 7 p.m. at the Gastonia Municipal Airport. Being the home of North Carolina GOP Chairman Michael Whatley likely had something to do with it, he continued, but this location just makes sense. There's a lot of support for President Trump here. Gastonia could also prove to be a smart location for a campaign looking to draw attendees from the Charlotte metro area, but also from Hickory, Asheville, and South Carolina, where the Republican Senator Lindsey Graham is looking for an edge in a tight race with Democratic challenger Jamie Harrison. John Boyd, co-manager of the Gastonia Municipal Airport, said Tuesday the excitement is real. With at least 6 other people on the phone in his office fielding questions, he could hardly hear to talk to a Gazette reporter. He says, "We've been deluged with calls. We were just told there's 18 buses coming from Greenville County, South Carolina. We've got calls coming in from everywhere, from food vendors wanting to set up and people asking us if they can set up tents and camp out." When it comes to big crowds being expected on Monday, Boyd said the event could draw 15,000 people, but confirmed a day later, campaign staffers believe the event would draw up to 20,000 people. The speed at which the event has come together has proven to be challenging for Boyd and other officials. While Gastonia Police and Gaston County Police are coordinating security for the event with the U.S. Secret Service, officials said Monday they would not speak about specifics or parking. Doors opened here at 3 p.m. You were able to request tickets. They were not required to come in. Again, doors open to the public at 3. President Trump is scheduled to begin speaking at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. here. So we're just under 2 hours shy of President Trump speaking today in North Carolina, a state that he's fighting for those 15 electoral votes. We have a comment from Morty who said Australia for Trump, and Daniel Rudolph says that YouTube is taking out his comments. Doug Kirk says North Carolina is his home state, and we have a lot of people just coming in. CC said, what time does it start? We can expect the pre-speakers to start anywhere between 5:30 and 6. We never really know exactly what time they're going to take the stage. Sometimes it's as early as 2 hours before President Trump. So we're going to be excited and waiting by to see what pre-speakers they have today. There was only one rally yesterday, that was Erie, Pennsylvania. So I'm thinking a lot of public officials from the state of North Carolina might be here today, seeing as how there wasn't another North Carolina rally earlier in the day. I don't see what else they have to do, you know. I know they're busy people, but it would be really great to see a lot of local and state support for President Trump here in the state of North Carolina. Again, this is President Trump's daughter-in-law, Laura Trump's home state. So she's been to a lot of these North Carolina rallies before, and she's always very excited to be here. We also saw Diamond and Silk in the crowd earlier today.
Ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of the North Carolina Party, Michael Whatley.
Welcome to Gaston County. Is this a great day to be a Republican or what? When we look at this election cycle, we have never seen a bigger divide between the Republican Party and the Democratic Party when it comes to the community of faith. When we look at this governor's race, where we have a governor who has vetoed the Born Alive bill, who is the most radically pro-abortion and governor that we've ever had. And we compare that to Dan Forrest, who has consistently been a champion for life. When we look at our Senate race, where we have a senator right now in Washington, D.C., doing one of the most momentous duties any senator can have, which is to confirm a Supreme Court nominee with Amy Coney Barrett, and his opponent, who is hiding in his basement right now, refusing to talk to voters, refusing to answer questions about his infidelity and military misconduct. And we have a presidential candidate who is the most pro-life president in the history of the country, who has fought every day for religious liberty, who has moved the embassy to Jerusalem, and has appointed over 215 conservative, lifetime federal judicial appointees, including 2 on the Supreme Court with Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, bless this crowd, their families wherever they may be, and every family across this great nation. Watch over our law enforcement community, first responders, and all of those who serve to protect us here at home and around the world. Remind America that you have chosen us to serve as a shining light to the world, to protect religious liberty and the right to worship you. Remind us to be a humble nation, to lift up the weak, and to protect all life, born and unborn. Touch our president and all of our leaders so that they may follow you and lead a righteous nation. Grant us the insight to see the path that you have laid before us, the wisdom to choose that path, and the strength to keep it. And everyone said, Amen.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, Korean War veteran Bill Hager.
Thank you. As we look at our beautiful American flag behind me and in front of you, we think of the peace and freedom that it is throughout the world, a symbol of such. And we think of the men and women that have sacrificed so much so that it is still free. And now I invite you to recite with me the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with peace and liberty for all. Amen.
And leading us in the national anthem, the chairwoman for North Carolina's 5th District, Madeline Keeter.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please welcome Congresswoman Virginia Fox.
Crushed it. Thank you. Good afternoon, Patriots. Welcome to Gaston County. I know there are people here from Gaston, Cleveland, Burke, Caldwell, all around. I want to give a shout out especially to the Blue Star mothers who are here from Watauga County. God bless you all for being here. But if you're from Gaston in particular, let's make a big shout out if you're from Gaston. Over 200 years ago, God gave us the greatest country in the world. President Trump and I and all the Republicans who you know in elected office want to keep it that way. But we can't do it without your help. I'm an example of why I know this is the greatest country in the world. I grew up in a house with no electricity, no running water up in Avery County. Now, there's no country in the world where a person could come from such poverty and wind up in the United States House of Representatives. Now I have the great honor of serving you and all the people of this country in that office. And I'm doing everything I can to help President Trump, and again, all the Republicans who are running this year, Vice President Pence, everybody on the ticket, to help keep America great. This is a choice election, you all. We have a choice. Do we want to continue to be the freest nation in the world? I do too. But we have to choose between freedom by voting for Republicans or what the socialist left represents. Recently, I heard someone ask Joe Biden if he was a socialist. And he said, "Do I look like a socialist?" Are you kidding me, Joe Biden? Let's look at your record. As I was looking at his record, I thought of Jeff Foxworthy. You know, Jeff Foxworthy used to say what? You might be a redneck if. So I paraphrase this, okay? Well, this is the way I would say it to Joe Biden. You might be a socialist if you want to increase taxes. The president and I believe you know how to spend your money better than a bureaucrat in the federal government knows how to spend it. You might be a socialist if you want to take away all private health insurance and put the government in control of our lives and our bodies through government health control. You might be a socialist if you want less freedom and more government control. I could go on with those kind of analogies, but you're smart people, and you can see that Joe Biden supports socialistic policies, right? So it's a simple issue. This election is about freedom or more government control. That's the choice. We're at a turning point. You might remember something President Reagan said. If not us, who? If not now, when? We answered his call then, and we must answer it again. I brought with me a pocket copy of the Constitution, which I carry with me all the time. I think the three most important words outside the Bible are the first three words of the Constitution. What are they? We the people. We the people. Well, this is the greatest document ever written. It outlines our freedoms, but the most important thing it does is it limits our government. Again, it's about freedom or control. Freedom to worship as we please. The very first freedom listed in here. Freedom to bear arms. Freedom of speech. Freedom to choose life. Freedom to live without fear of our government. We got behind President Trump 4 years ago, and we must do it again. He has kept his promises. As Michael Whatley said, he's the most pro-life president in our history. Republicans and Congress have stopped government funding for abortions. We choose life. With Republicans in Congress, we cut taxes. We had the greatest economy the world had ever seen. Then COVID-19, given to us by the Chinese Communist Party, and their shameful lies hit, and still we have the greatest economy in the world. But it can be even better with Republicans back in charge of the House of Representatives. And in the state, which is why we have to elect House members. That's me, Dan Forrest, Tom Tillis, and every Republican on the ballot. Before I finish, I need to ask you a few questions. Will you be the people? Will you support freedom? Will you support life? The Second Amendment and all the amendments. Will you work hard between now and November 3rd to get everyone possible to vote Republican? And last, will you pray that God will continue to bless the President of the United States, all of us, and the United States of America? Will you do that? Okay, well, I pledge to you that I'm going to do all of those things too. I'm going to be praying that God will keep us the greatest country in the world, and I'm going to be working as hard as I can to get every single Republican elected in this country. God bless you all, and thank you.
And North Carolina's next governor, Lieutenant Governor Dan Forrest.
Well, hello there, Gaston County. How y'all doing tonight? Are y'all ready to give Donald J. Trump a Gaston County welcome? Well, we got some. We're gonna have a good time tonight. I know y'all been waiting a long time. We got a little bit longer to wait. I want to announce a few people that are here tonight because I think it's really important for you to meet a few folks. One in particular is my favorite person here is going to be the next First Lady in North Carolina, my wife, Alice Forrest. Alice, stand up and wave to the crowd. Going to be the best First Lady that North Carolina's ever seen. North Carolina, Gaston County, you guys have been blessed because you have great representatives in North Carolina who have been doing the right thing for a long time, have been holding down the Republican conservative fort in our state. And there's a handful of members of our General Assembly here who I'm asked to stand, along with our Speaker of the House, Tim Moore from Cleveland County. I don't know where you guys are, but stand up. Let me recognize you guys. Wave, guys. There you go. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for serving. Kathy Harrington, Senator Kathy Harrington's here. One of the most important things we can do as we go down the stretch here. Elections are about choices, and elections have consequences. One of the most important things we can do as we go down the stretch is make sure we're taking care of the ballot from the top to the bottom. And sometimes we get to the bottom, we don't know who those judges are, but here in North Carolina, our Supreme Court, as you know, is upside down. 6-1 liberal, leftist, activist justices on our court. And we have, well, you get a chance to do something about that, because there's 3 members that are running for Supreme Court here today, including one that sits on the Supreme Court. If you'll stand here, Paul Newby, Phil Berger Jr., and Tamara Beringer are here. Make sure you pay attention. Make sure you pay attention to those races all the way up and down the ballot. Elections are about choices, my friend, and you have a choice. You got a choice coming up for president. You got Sleepy Joe, been in his basement for the last 200 days. You know, President Donald Trump's been to North Carolina more in the last month than Sleepy Joe's been here in the last 46 years. You got a choice. You got a choice between a president who's going to come here, hear your voice, listen to you, and talk to you, or Joe Biden, who's going to stay holed up in his basement because he doesn't want to see you, he doesn't want to answer your questions. What's the choice? There is no choice. Donald J. Trump for 4 more years. And you got a choice. You got a choice right here in North Carolina. You got a choice between the governor who's kept you locked down and he's been stuck in his basement for 250 days. Roy Cooper doesn't want to get out. He doesn't want to come see you in Gaston County because he knows that you're going to ask him the tough questions that these folks in the media back here just won't ask him. They're not going to ask him a tough question. So he's going to stay locked up. But I believe that you deserve a better choice in North Carolina. I believe that you deserve a governor who's going to restore law and order in North Carolina. You deserve a governor who is going to defend the police, not defund the police. You deserve a governor who is going to kneel before God and stand for the flag. You deserve a governor who is going to protect your First Amendment right of freedom of speech, even as much as these media folks want to shut it down. You deserve a governor who is going to protect religious liberty, religious freedom across North Carolina. A governor who will never tell churches that they need to close down ever again. You deserve a governor who will never tell a business owner again that they're non-essential. You deserve a governor who is, on the first day of his administration, is going to reopen North Carolina for business. You deserve a governor who is going to get our kids back in school where they belong. You deserve a governor who is going to not treat you like 5-year-olds anymore, who's going to repeal the mask mandate and tell you that you know how to live your life. You deserve a governor who is going to have enough compassion to protect the vulnerable from this pandemic and allow healthy people to get back to their lives and livelihoods. And you deserve a governor who is going to look at the mob when they come to our cities and say, you are never going to destroy one of our cities in North Carolina ever again. And you deserve a governor who is going to protect your Second Amendment right to defend yourself against tyranny. So, my friends, you have a choice. Here we are. Here we are 12 days away from the most important decision of our life, 12 days away from the most important election of your life. Our founding fathers, our founders, they said they were willing to give their lives and their fortunes and their sacred honors for the idea of freedom. They didn't have freedom. They were under a tyrannical king, but for the idea of freedom, they're willing to give their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honors. And now, everybody in this audience, If you were born in America and you've lived here your whole life, you've known nothing but freedom. We have 12 days to decide whether we're going to restore freedom in America or turn it over to tyranny. So it all comes down to this. It all comes down to this. 12 more days to get out and do all the hard work to maintain the foundations that our founders established in this nation. 12 more days to make sure that we protect fair and free elections for generations to come, for our kids and for our grandkids, for our posterity. 12 more days. 12 more days. So we need you to get out. We need you to get out and do all the hard work. We need you to make sure you go vote early. Right now, I'm going to give you some good news. Right now, Republican numbers are up, Democrat numbers are down in North Carolina. But if you pay attention to the polls, and we pay a little bit of attention, if you pay attention to the polls, Donald Trump's losing in North Carolina. If you pay attention to the polls, Tom Tillis is losing in North Carolina. If you pay attention to the polls, Dan Forrest is losing in North Carolina. But here's what we're going to do, my friends. We're going to make sure that we win with such a huge margin in North Carolina that makes the liberal Democrats' heads spin. And so we're all going to do our work. We're going to make sure that those most famous words about our country are held true for a long time, that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and they're endowed by their Creator God with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. The greatest words ever written in the history of the world, not just for the United States, but for the world indeed, for the whole world to see that America was unique and it was different. It could run by the consent of the governed, that is you, and that you're going to get out and do your job and make sure you can pass that on for generations, because what hangs in the balance is not just the United States of America, but what hangs in the balance is good around the world. As goes the United States, so goes the world. We're going to make sure we return freedom to America. We're going to make sure that we elect Donald J. Trump president for 4 more years. And we're going to do one more thing. We're going to do one more thing here. Never done this at a rally before, but here's my request to you. I'm going to ask everybody at this rally to do something that may be a little bit uncomfortable for you. Over the next 12 days, I'm going to ask everybody here to humble themselves and to get down on their knees before an almighty God who created the United States of America by his benevolent hand. And I'm going to ask you to do some uncomfortable things. I'm going to ask you to ask God to forgive you of your sins, and your neighbor of their sins, and our state of their sins, and our country of their sins, and return his hand of favor to the United States of America for 200 more years. God bless you all. God bless North Carolina, and God bless the United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, North Carolina's own Diamond and Silk.
Make some noise! Well, make some noise, everybody! 4 more years! 4 more years! 4 more years! 4 more years! 4? Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I just want you all to know that we are the United States of America, not China, but the United States of America.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And listen, don't focus on the polls. Let's focus on the goal. We are going to win.
Yes. Yes.
And I know what the media keeps saying, but you have to understand that they are truly the enemy of the people and the enemy of the truth.
Yes.
Understand that.
Yes.
Don't even listen to him. Oh, we already know, honey.
Yes.
You don't even have to tell us. So listen to me, you all.
Listen up.
This election is the most crucial election in our lifetime.
Yes.
Now I know we told you that back in 2016, but this is 2020. And listen, when we look at the left, and all of the things that they're trying to do, how they're trying to take away our liberties and our freedoms, the only way that we're going to keep them is if we vote for President Donald J. Trump.
Yes.
You know, I've been telling everybody, when people from Venezuela and Cuba, when they come to this country, they come to this country because they have a place to run to. If we, as American patriots, allow the left to take away our freedoms, to create anarchy, to create civil unrest, to defund our police, where are we going to run?
Where?
We have no place to run because we are the greatest country on earth. We are the greatest.
Right here. Right here. Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Yes.
Right here.
So, if you want to remain the greatest country on earth, you're going to have to vote for President Donald J. Trump. And yeah, I know we got a silly governor here. Flatten the livelihoods of people. Yeah, I thought Black Lives Matter to him.
I thought.
Yeah, we see how much it does. But you know, I'm hearing run, Forrest, run.
Yes.
Listen.
Listen.
Not only do we have to vote for President Donald J. Trump, but you all, it is crucial that we look at our local officials, even down to our governor. And we're going to have to make another choice. We're going to have to put Dan Forrest in office.
Yes.
Vote for him.
Yes. Yes.
Even down to the Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, Tom Tillis, Dan Bishop.
Yes.
And here's what we're telling everybody. Vote right so you won't get left. Vote red. R-E-D. Remove every Democrat. Remove them. They gotta go.
They gotta go. Remove them.
And vote for President Donald J. Trump. That's what we're telling you. Vote red. Now, people keep saying, oh, my God, I feel like a slave. Well, if you standing out here in this crowd and you were born now, you ain't never been no slave. You don't know nothing about slavery.
Nothing.
And anybody that feel like a slave, how about you stop voting like a slave, and maybe you won't feel like one.
Maybe.
Stop voting like one. You won't feel like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Silk.
Yeah.
I can go on and on, but I'm going to let you talk a little bit, girl. Go ahead.
Hey, North Carolina! We are the land of the free, the home of the brave, not slaves. And it's only one race, and that's the human race.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. And in this country, all lives matter.
That's right, baby. Yes.
All lives. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Jim Crow Joe.
Oh, Jim Crow Joe.
Yeah.
It's time to retire, Jim Crow Joe.
Yes, it is. Jim Crow Joe sold this country out for his wealth. Yes, he did. President Donald J. Trump gave up his wealth for the sake of this country.
Come on. Yes,
That's what he did. So if he gave up his wealth for the sake of this country, we need to get off of our hind parts and make sure we go vote for Donald J. Trump.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, when you go out and vote, I want you to make sure you treat your vote like it was $1 million.
Come on, Silk.
If you hit the lottery right now for $1 million, would you mail it in or will you take it in? Make sure you tell everybody, your neighbors, your mother, your father, your sisters, your brothers, your cousins, everybody, make sure you go vote for Donald J. Trump.
All right, girl. Okay, so listen, you all.
Listen.
Before we close this thing out, I need to know one thing. Are we all on the Trump train? Woo! I can't hear you. Are we all on the Trump train? When I say all aboard, you say choo-choo. All aboard. Choo. All aboard. All aboard. Thank you.
We
Get
love
out and
you
vote.
all. Go vote.
Is this the
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Right Side Broadcasting Network. Those were some incredible free speakers. I had a feeling North Carolina was going to show out, especially when it comes to Dan Forest, the Lieutenant Governor, who's the gubernatorial candidate, Virginia Fox, as well as Diamond and Silk, who absolutely lit up this crowd. Shout out to you, Diamond and Silk. We love broadcasting to your channel. If you're watching, come say hey to Right Side Broadcasting Network. We'd love to have you on camera with us live, saying hey to our viewers as well as the viewers over at Diamond and Silk. I know this is a really upbeat rally, and we try to stay upbeat. We don't want to, kill the vibe here. But this is my first rally since losing a dear friend, Randall Tom. So we're probably going to mention it just a few more times. We do want to honor him and just talk about kind of what he meant to us for a little bit. So my personal experience, I got to meet with him a lot, every single rally, especially as I was a new reporter and new to Right Side Broadcasting Network. I'd show up to rallies, not knowing anyone and having to jump in that crowd and start doing live interviews. It was so intimidating and so scary sometimes, but there was always one person that would come up to me and scream, "Liz, RSVN," even with a little bit of a lisp that he had. And he would, he did so much to help us out when we were just getting started. But he would go and get people for me to interview. He'd warm them up. He would tell them all about Right Side and how we're not fake news. And he would bring me everyone who waited in line, first in line. He knew we loved those interviews. There were even times when we didn't have enough donations to really get from rally to rally. I mean, it was so tough. So he would come up with these ideas, these marketing ideas on himself. He would bring a flag to every single rally, and he would pass it around and get the thousands of signatures on it. And that would be our rally flag from that specific event, and we would auction it off at the end of each event. Sometimes they would go for $500, and RSVN at the time, $500 was unheard of. It was the biggest donations that we could even think of. So it's really crazy to think about. So that was just 2 years ago, and how we've grown, and we have a lot to attribute That to Randall Tom and his marketing for RSBN, his campaigning, his energy, him bringing other front row Joes. That's what we called him because he was always front row at these rallies. He'd camp out overnight. So we'll be talking probably about him a lot. He was such a dear friend. We're working on compiling some footage. So if any of you out there have photos or videos that you'd like to share with me, we're going to try to put some of that together and hopefully get it to some more of the front row Joes for them to hold on to, and maybe some family members. So shout out to you, our Patriot Angel in heaven. This rally is for you, Randall Tom, and it's certainly not the last one. RSBN and Liz Willis, love you. Everyone for being here today. They are officially removing the cloth that covers the president's podium. They take it off after the pre-speakers. They clean it a little bit, swab it some, and then eventually add the presidential seal. So we're going to be focusing on that. I also want to say thank you to our partners over at Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile has been incredible. A lot of you are probably familiar with them already, but for those of you who are not, if you watch the news, you already know that leftist corporations like Verizon have empowered radicals to tear our country apart by funding their efforts, most recently sending $10 million to Al Sharpton and others. It started with impeachment, then exploiting the pandemic, followed by violent riots, and now they're threatening violence and packing the court. Patriot Mobile shares your values and won't settle or send your hard-earned money to aid in the destruction of America or fund Planned Parenthood. Get the same nationwide service and support a company that loves America, shares your values, and supports our police. Switching is easy. Keep your phone number, bring your own phone, or buy a new one. Now they have their best offer yet. Get a free month of service or free phone plus free activation with the offer code RSBN. Just go to patriotmobile.com/RSBN or call their U.S.-based customer service team at 972-PATRIOT. Veterans and first responders save even more, so please make the switch today. patriotmobile.com/RSBN. Again, that's patriotmobile.com/RSBN or 972-PATRIOT. We also have some breaking news here today. It's been a while since the campaign has released new rally announcements, but as of today, we have some more rally announcements finally in the inbox, meaning President Trump is ready to get on it, ready to keep fighting. Of course, he has today's rally in Gastonia, North Carolina. He is scheduled to take the stage in about 1 hour, technically an hour and 4 minutes, but who's counting? He has the presidential debate tomorrow, so no rallies on Thursday, October 22nd. However, starting Friday, October 23rd, we have 2 rallies in the great state of Florida. President Hard is fighting hard for those electoral votes and campaigning like a king. Absolutely insane energy here. The first rally of the day is going to be Friday, October 23rd. General mission is 1:30. President Trump is scheduled to speak at 4:30 p.m. in the Villages of Florida. His second rally that day, President Trump is going to speak at 7 p.m. in Pensacola, Florida. Again, that's 4:30 p.m. at the Villages, and then 7 p.m. in Pensacola, Florida. RSBN will be at both of those for those who are curious. We cannot wait to bring you those rallies. Florida, it's a really fun state. We have a lot of correspondents who are actually from there. Mike Dinwiddie is from there. Our girl Grace Saldana lives there. Father Frank Pavone lives there. I don't think I'm missing anyone, but basically 3 out of like the 6, maybe 5 correspondents we have are all from Florida. So we absolutely love it. They're so much fun. We have some donations coming in, so I want to give some shout outs to those. And then we'll talk a little bit more about what to expect here today. Steve Simon said, "Thanks, boys, for all your hard work trying to get our beloved President Trump reelected." We have Ed Prisvila, who said, "A huge thank you to RSB Network for supporting President Trump and giving us this excellent coverage of his rallies. Please let them play through the YMCA ending. We love this song and we love President Trump doing his moves." And trust me, we love the song too. We love the moves. If we play that song, you won't see any of it. You won't see President Trump's moves because we will get copyrighted and YouTube will take the stream down in its entirety. We will be banned from live streaming if we violate copyright claims. I've said it a lot before, but this is something we don't take lightly. We cannot violate the law. We don't have copyright to YMCA. That is why we cannot play it. Jordan White said, finally, true and complete coverage of our beloved president and nation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Susan Rena said, Trump 2020. We have Rich RD. God bless our great president. Cecil Justice said, thank you so much for all you do. You all are real news. We have Ruth Wood, who said, we are one nation under God. Tabby McKinney says, I've been watching since 2016. Love what you guys are doing and what you stand for. It's been amazing watching you grow over the years. All the old and new correspondents are great. Thank you for sharing the truth. We have Nang Bui, who said, love RSB and Trump 2020. And Tracy says, you guys are fantastic. Keep up the great work. R.W. Hibbert said, go Trump. Maxine White said, thank you for all your hard work. God bless you all. Linda Clement said, praising our God Almighty and our precious Savior, Jesus Christ, for raising up Right Side Broadcasting at such a time as this to share the truth and defend our great nation. May God bless you abundantly more than you could ever ask for. You truly are an inspiration to the world. Keep up the good work. I hope my donation helps. Arnie Irwin said, God bless RSB and Patriots. Turn to these huge crowds to see the red wave. Norman Vicky from Alabama thanked the last dependable place in all of social media for getting the word out. I've been with y'all since your first broadcast. We'll be with you till your last. Mark said, this election is so important, not just for the USA, but the rest of the world. Rudy Martin said, thank you for bringing us the president's rallies live streaming. Jackie said, pray for our nation and RED, replace every Democrat and do it right. Give Trump the tools he needs to clean the swamp. Bob Mayerson said, RSBN makes Trump rallies better than all the other media by showing the crowds. Go Trump 2020 MAGA. Christy says, thank you for your patriotism, Right Side. I've caught all the rallies so far. God bless you. God bless the USA. Sunita and Alcon said, thank you, RSBN, for your hard work and determination to get our president's message. Thank you to our president for making America great again. No other president so great since Ronald Reagan. We are going to continue reading some of those. You guys have been incredible with your donations today. If you are curious about how to get your donation read out loud or how to support Right Side Broadcasting Network, you can do that by going to www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. Again, that's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. Keep in mind, we have 2 rallies coming up this Friday in Pensacola, Florida, in the Villages, Florida, one at 4:30 p.m., one at 7 p.m. RSBN will be live at both. And it, on average, costs between $5,000 to $7,000 for each rally. Claudia McGill said, this is not... She did not want that one read out loud, so we are not going to read that. Chili Bean from MIT said, thank you, Right Side Broadcasting, for bringing the rallies to everyone worldwide. You rock. If you have already voted, find a friend and bring them to the polls or to get registered. Gratitude and love to our President, Donald Trump. Absolutely. Well said. So those are getting us caught up on our website donations. Again, www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. Now, enough about that for a minute. I'll let you get your donations in. I'll go back and get the shout outs. But I want to talk to you a little bit more specifically about North Carolina and what this administration has done so far. President Trump has worked tirelessly for North Carolina workers and their families. As President Trump peacefully protests tonight, the evidence is showing his whole of government response to the coronavirus and how it's helped North Carolina families and workers. President Trump fought to give the people of North Carolina the resources and help they needed to fight the coronavirus. The Trump administration's Paycheck Protection Program protected 1.2 million North Carolina jobs and has provided more than $12.2 billion worth of loans to over 129,000 businesses. 5.1 million North Carolinians have received economic impact payments totaling more than $8.6 billion in relief. The CARES Act is providing up to $4 billion worth of aid to the state of North Carolina and more than $919 million to 6,905 health care providers in the state. North Carolina's businesses are poised for a historic comeback thanks to President Trump's economic leadership. President Trump's historic tax cuts, deregulation, and pro-growth policies helped build a stronger economy for North Carolina workers and businesses. In the last 4 months, North Carolina added 266,900 jobs back following the economy's artificial interruption from the China virus. In the first 3 years of the Trump administration, North Carolina added over 235,000 jobs, including 11,900 manufacturing jobs. While Joe Biden was vice president, North Carolina lost 13,200 manufacturing jobs. 252 North Carolina communities have been designated as opportunity zones thanks to the Trump tax reform law, driving new private investments into distressed and predominantly minority areas. President Trump kept his promise to negotiate America First trade deals, providing a massive boost to North Carolina's economy. The President's United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement trade deal will boost North Carolina's economy and deliver new jobs to the state. North Carolina exports more than $10 billion annually in goods to Canada and Mexico. Trade with Canada and Mexico supports more than 376,000 jobs in the state, including nearly 32,000 manufacturing jobs. President Trump is defending North Carolina farmers and agricultural producers from China by providing more than $194 million in direct USDA payments to farmers to offset the damage of China's unfair trade practices. But Joe Biden's radical far-left agenda will decimate North Carolina workers and families. Biden will raise taxes on the middle class. His plan calls for raising taxes by $4 trillion, and it would hit more than 80% of American taxpayers. Biden has promised to end fossil fuels and energy production in America. The oil, gas, and coal industries support over 144,000 jobs in North Carolina and contribute over $13 billion to the state's economy each year. 1/3 of North Carolina's households rely on fossil fuels to heat their home. Joe Biden's plan endangers the private health insurance that over 5.3 million North Carolinians rely on. Biden's government-run public option plan would ultimately kill private health insurance plans. Under Biden's government-run public option plan, 24 of North Carolina's rural hospitals would be at high risk of closing, limiting patients' access to health care. And Joe Biden pledged that charter schools will be gone if he's elected. In North Carolina, more than 100,000 students are currently enrolled in over 170 charter schools. That is a lot to read, and just a minor amount of what President Trump has done for this country. Here at Right Side Broadcasting Network, we are here to show you the crowds that President Trump brings to these rally events, to pan the crowds, and we'll show you his speech, the entirety of this rally from start to finish. It is standing room only at this point. There are thousands of people here. I heard a reporter earlier say she's here while hundreds of supporters line up. I am no mathematician, but this is not hundreds of supporters. This is thousands, and I think that's pretty evident. While we're here today, we do want to take a moment to say thank you to Patriot Mobile. If you've been watching the news a little bit, even just a little, you'll see that leftist corporations like Verizon have empowered radicals to tear our country apart by funding their efforts, but most recently sending $10 million to Al Sharpton and others. It started with impeachment, then exploiting the pandemic, followed by violent riots, and now they're threatening violence and packing the court. Patriot Mobile shares your values and won't send your hard-earned money to aid in the destruction of America or fund Planned Parenthood. Get the same nationwide service and support a company that loves America, keeps your values, and supports our police. Switching is easy. Keep your phone number, bring your own phone, or buy a new one. Now they have the best offer yet. Get a free month service or a free phone plus free activation with the offer code RSBN. Just go to patriotmobile.com/RSBN or call their U.S.-based customer service team at 972-PATRIOT. Remember, veterans and first responders save even more. So please make the switch today. PatriotMobile.com/RSBN. Again, that's PatriotMobile.com/RSBN or 972-PATRIOT. I'm going to join y'all back on camera for a little bit here while I go into the chat room so I can interact with you guys. Let me grab a sip of water. This is a beautiful day here in North Carolina, truly. The sun is going down, so I think I'll be able to look at the camera a little bit better than I was doing earlier. The lighting is, we're gonna work with that. The sun is setting and there's some buildings behind me, so it is what it is. We have $10 from Chance Vlogs, who said, let's break the record for super chats. Keep RSBN going. Hashtag Trump 2020. Guys, we have 42,000 watching right now. I think that's pretty good for an hour out. And I don't have a co-host today. Zoe was supposed to join me, but she got hurt. So hopefully she is going to be feeling better. And hopefully she'll be able to join me soon. We'll see who gets to be with me down in Florida. I'm excited about going to Florida. I think I'll be covering the Pensacola rally, so that's going to be the 7 p.m. rally. Love Pensacola. Might make it to the beach for a little bit. We shall see. Ann Maynard became a new member today, so welcome Ann Maynard. And Barrier as well joined RSBN. We have $9.99 from Mary Paul. Thank you, Elijah. Again, my name is Liz Willis. I've been here with Right Side Broadcasting Network for about 4 years now. We are working on the lighting, so just bear with me. I also realized that my cameraman is 12 feet tall, literally a giant, so I feel like a midget on this riser. But we're working on the lighting, so everything's gonna work out. And at the end of the day, what matters is, you know, the man behind me. So we're an hour shy of President Trump taking the stage. If you caught even a glimpse of last night's rally, he was on fire. I mean, Twitter was just going off. He referred to Hunter Biden's laptop as the laptop from hell. So I want to see some of that same energy. I hope he brings that same energy here tonight. I still see thousands, hundreds from what I have like this much of a little gap between a van and a building. I don't think the camera would be able to get that angle, but still people are filing in. I mean, just filing one after the other. One sec, I'm going to put the microphone down so we can work on his setup.
All right, you're looking live at the scene in Gastonia, North Carolina.
All right, thank you guys.
Here's
I'm
Liz
back. We're just getting some lighting fixed. With the sun going down and all the shadows from these hangar buildings, it's a little tricky, but we have some of the best cameramen in the game. Is that it's a little better? You guys, a little prettier? Okay. I was saying that RSBN is almost entirely viewer funded, so we do rely on your donations to go from rally to rally across this country. It takes about $5,000 to $7,000 to get to each. And although it gets I'm sure, old asking, and you guys have donated before, but this is really that final push. We are 2 weeks out from the biggest election of our year, and we have to finish strong, stronger than ever. We need the best talent, the best equipment, just the best energy to be able to travel and do what President Trump needs, the type of coverage that he has earned. That's brutal. I'm gonna actually turn around for a second. Sorry, while the sun is setting, it's hard for me to stare like that way. So we're gonna continue painting the crowds again, just until the sun goes down a little bit further. Otherwise, I'm staring straight into it, and it's a little painful. But I'm gonna jump in the chat room while I am not facing the camera and answer questions. No, this is not Joe Biden's rally. Actually, fun fact, Kamala Harris did a stop in North Carolina today, so I will be happily tweeting a photo of her crowd in just a minute. Once I get a crowd shot of this crowd, we can do a comparison, and you guys can, let's do our own poll, see who's in the lead in this, quote, swing state. We do have Joe Seals, our CEO, back at headquarters, so he's going to speak for a moment. I'm going to toss it over to him. Over to you, Joe.
Thank you, Liz. I just wanted to say, first of all, thanks. Thanks for joining us. We're about to be extremely busy, in case you didn't know. We have 2 rallies in Florida on Friday, right after the debate. By the way, you can see the debate here on RSBN. Tomorrow night, we'll be partnering with our friends over at The First TV to bring you live coverage of the final presidential debate. Now, Friday, we're going to be in Florida. We kind of already know where we're going to be on Saturday, but nothing has been announced officially yet, so I won't release that. But you're going to be in the territory now where you're going to start seeing rallies every day, not just one, but multiple rallies every day between now and Election Day. So it is going to get crazy and very challenging for us to get there. I'm just warning everybody right now, we're going to do our absolute best. I have already hired, I have 6 camera crews that will be readily available at the drop of a hat on Saturday, starting Saturday. So we are ready to travel the country. I have correspondents lined up, so we're going to do our very best to get to every one of these. So Pensacola, the Villages on Friday, get ready for that. Saturday, I have a feeling we're going to be headed up north, and then it's just going to continue on through Election Day. There's nothing to lose. At this point, we're just going all out. So make sure that you are buckled in. We are going to be busier than we've ever been before, including 2016. In 2016, I only had cameramen. I didn't have correspondents. So this is going to be a challenge for all of us. If you saw where we were working out of, where we operated out of, we are such a small company. So it's very difficult for us to make these things work logistically. I'm doing the work of a full staff here in the studio by myself. Sleep is very difficult to come by these days, and I'm okay with that because of what is at stake. So if you're interested in helping us and make it a little bit easier, that's why we ask, is because we're viewer supported. We made the decision not to take on big donors and investors because we want to be able to control what we say on our network. How do you like the 2-camera shoot, by the way? This is something new that we've been trying at most of these events, is sending a cam specifically designed for overflow so that when President Trump says they never show the crowds, we are showing you every last inch of the crowd. So hope you're enjoying that. If you want to support us and help us get to all of these rallies coming up, if I had to guess, I would say we could do upwards of 30 to 35 more rallies between now and the end of November 3rd. So, and I'm not kidding, the president is extremely high energy, and so if anyone can do it, he can. So just buckle down, folks. Get ready. It's going to be fun, but we're going to be exhausted. But you know what? We're gonna put it all out on the line because it's that important. So if you want to support us, rsbnetwork.com/donate. Can't thank y'all enough. You have gotten us to every single one. You are the ones that have made this possible. Our equipment, everything that we've upgraded over the years, you can tell we've gotten a lot better. And we just can't thank y'all enough. So we'll send it back to Liz now. Just wanted to say that to you. Thank you all so much. And enjoy tonight.
Riverside Broadcasting Network. We are 40 minutes out of President Trump taking the stage here in Gastonia, North Carolina, just outside the city limits of Charlotte, North Carolina. President Trump won North Carolina by I think 3.9%. Gonna jump into my notes before I go any further. It's a little difficult keeping up with every single state. We don't use teleprompters or anything like that. We most of the time just speak freely, but I don't want to be fake news. So I'm gonna pull this up for you guys. For 2016, Trump won with 2,362,631 votes, equaling 49.8% over Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton, who had 2,189,316 votes with 46.2%. So Trump with 49.8 to Hillary Clinton with 46.2. I'm going to pull up another article I have for you guys. I kind of noted it earlier regarding politics, and I don't know if it's even like worth reading. Hold on. I don't know if it's worth reading. We know what we think about polls, but we'll do it anyways. This is, I think, one of the most unbiased articles I could find, and it does have Joe Biden in the lead for North Carolina, but it is within that margin of error. So this is from Politico. It says the White House and the Senate races are toss-ups in North Carolina. This swing state could determine control of the presidency and whether the GOP retains its Senate majority. 2 weeks from Election Day, Donald Trump and Joe Biden are virtually tied in North Carolina, according to a new survey of the King sweepstakes likely voters. On ABC News and the Washington Post poll released Tuesday reports that 49% of North Carolina likely voters back Biden, while 48% favor Trump. The Democratic nominee's narrow lead over the Republican incumbent sits within the survey's margin of sampling error of plus or minus 4.5 percentage points. According to Real Clear Politics, average of North Carolina surveys conducted from October 7th through the 14th, Biden is 2.7 percentage points ahead of Trump in the general election polling. Former President Barack Obama won North Carolina in 2008, but lost there to Mitt Romney in 2012. Trump carried this swing state in 2016, defeating Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton by 3.8 percentage points. The ABC Post poll also shows that the North Carolina Senate race remains a toss-up, with 49% of likely voters preferring Democrat Cal Cunningham and 47% supporting Republican Senator Tom Tillis. Tillis is regarded as one of the most vulnerable GOP senators seeking re-election in November, and his race in North Carolina could decide whether Democrats retake the control of the chamber in 2021. The Real Clear Politics average of recent North Carolina Senate polling has Cunningham leading Tillis by 4.3 percentage points. The ABC Post poll was conducted by Langer Research Associates from October 12th through the 17th, surveying a random sample of 646 North Carolina likely voters. So it's going to be a tight race. We know not to lean on polls, but let's face it, let's look at these crowds. I'm going to take a break in a few moments for the sole purpose of putting out a tweet that I really want y'all to see because it's so easy to do. Take a picture of this crowd, and I have a photo on my phone that I got online earlier from Kamala's, I guess, campaign appearance. I don't know, somewhere in North Carolina. Tried to tune in, but it was super boring, so I couldn't do it. I knew I was coming here.
another Friday night in LA. We all getting down, feeling right. And there she is alone again in the corner, sipping on a glass of house red wine. As the band begins to play, she's grooving, letting music fill her soul.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Sorry, just working on some tech stuff over here. Nothing we want to bother you guys with, but we are Right Side Broadcasting Network. We are live and we are here to show you President Trump's rally, all of its entirety. Last night we had over 140, was it 140? 155? Something insane. I think 155 concurrent viewers at RSBN for President Trump's rally in Erie, Pennsylvania. We had Mike Nificent and Scott Pressler, who were the host of last night's rally. Scott is a superstar, nearing 1 million Twitter followers, so not sure if that had a lot to do with this massive viewership we had last night, but hopefully we can still carry that on to tonight. Looks like we have 47,000 watching right now. It is a beautiful day here in Gastonia, North Carolina. The high today is 82 degrees, so I'm excited to be here. I'm no longer in a desert. Arizona was beautiful, but I am not made for West Coast life. President Trump should land here in about 30 minutes and take the stage immediately. He is going to be taking Air Force One, the larger of the two jets today, so we're going to see that beauty roll on up. I do also want to say thank you to our partners. If you're watching this and you want to help support people who support us, Patriot Mobile is the place to look at. If you watch the news like we do, it doesn't take long before you realize that leftist corporations like Verizon have empowered radicals to tear our country apart by funding their efforts, most recently sending $10 million to Al Sharpton and others. It started with impeachment, then exploiting the pandemic, followed by violent riots, and now they're threatening violence and packing the court. Patriot Mobile shares your values and won't send your hard-earned money to aid in the destruction of America or fund Planned Parenthood. Get the same nationwide service and support a company that loves America, shares your values, and supports our police. Switching is easy. Keep your phone number, bring your own phone, or buy a new one. And now they have the best offer yet. Get a free month of service or free or a free phone plus free activation with the offer code RSBN. Just go to patriotmobile.com/RSBN or call their US-based customer service team at 972-PATRIOT. Veterans and first responders save even more. So please make the switch today. patriotmobile.com/RSBN or call 972-PATRIOT. Check them out today. We have some donations coming in via our website. So we have one who said RSBN covers the rally correctly, showing the crowd not breaking away during key moments. Absolutely not. Our goal is to get those key moments. That's what allows our viewership to go up. We want to show you the crowd, show you the chants, the exciting stuff that's happening here. So that is our goal. Thank you for supporting it and acknowledging it. We also have Ivan D, who said currently watching now from Norway. Let's hope for 4 more years of prosperity and growth for America. Peter said, thank you for bringing us all of President Trump's rallies. Much love from Vancouver, Canada. Pinehurst 2020 said North Carolina all in for Trump 2020. Michael Felipe said, we love this country. We love this president. Vote red across the board. Victoria Jenkins said, great coverage that all you young people give us. Excellent reporting. Thank you. We love you. Watching from up the road in Charlotte tonight. Have a great evening and welcome to North Carolina. And Victoria became a monthly donor. So thank you very much, Victoria. We appreciate that. And I love Charlotte. It's beautiful. I love Gastonia too. Marco Diane said Filipinas for Trump. Jason Montyville said love you guys and thank you for your excellent coverage of the president's rallies. Keep up the great work. years. 1 second, I'm going to hop into the group chat for our network and see what I've missed. Just some business stuff. Gonna hop back in. Again, if you want your shout out on air, go to www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. Again, that's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. An absolutely beautiful night here tonight. We have a beautiful flag hanging from these giant cranes, and the sun is setting. It is turning into a cotton candy sky. The temperatures have dropped a little windy, but just enough to cool you off from the earlier sun, and it is absolutely stunning. Anita said, thank you for always getting the truth out. Y'all are awesome. John V said, please say thank you to Arizona's conservative realtor, theconservativesrealestateagent.com. Please visit his site, theconservativesrealestateagent.com. Alexandra Bernard from Beaumont said, may the Lord Almighty protect Trump. May he guide this election in Trump's way. God bless Trump, America, and the Constitution. Gary Dimma said, I hope to see Donald Trump Jr. run in 2024 and 2028. We must keep the Trump family in the White House. God help us. Ralph Wall said, God bless RSBN. You guys rock. Make America great again. Trump 2020. Mike Boss said, thank you, RSBN, for everything you do, and a big thank you for supporting our pro-Trump movie, A House Divided. More info at www.ahousedivide.themovie.com. Will Sprecher said, thank you, RSBN, for spreading freedom by supporting our president and country. Robert Cowell said, good job. David Howard said, donated. Ruby Aldrich said, it is wonderful to have an honest media like RSBN to broadcast the entire Trump rallies with no interruptions. Love it that you show the crowds. Emmy Mink said, you are doing a great job. Love the rallies. Thank you so much. Joseph Borges said, God bless President Trump, his family, and keep them safe always. Jody Griffith said, God bless you all at RSBN and President Trump. We have Steve Bulldog who said 8 more years for President Trump. Democrats robbed him of his first 4. Matthew Miller said, Trump either walks out of the debate tomorrow or he's as mellow as a pigeon. Great job, RSBN. Tom and Diane Wilson said, we appreciate your good work, Donald Trump. Lynn Horner said, why don't you ever read my donations on your site? And Liz, love you, but toughen up. It's game time. Too cold, sun's too bright. LOL, let's do this. Trump 2020 thing. Love you too. I got no comment for you. Denise Jones said, watching every single rally, happy to donate. Denise Christopher, Tom Jones, New Jersey. Beth Linton, Trump 2020. Whitestone said, thank you for showing what's actually going on and helping to defend our country and Constitution. May God be with and bless President Trump. Ryan John said, my wife became a citizen last year and is excited to be voting for the first time. Let's turn Wisconsin red again. Thank you, John and Giselle and Lola and Joe. So many wonderful donations here today. So thank you for those who are supporting us. I will reread those in a minute. We are 20 minutes shy of President Trump taking the stage. Great time for me to point out, you guys go over and check out patriotmobile.com. Patriot Mobile shares your values and won't send your hard-earned money to aid in the destruction of America or fund Planned Parenthood. Get the same nationwide service and support a company that loves America, shares your values, and supports our police. Switching is easy. Keep your phone number, bring your own phone, or buy a new one. And now they have their best offer yet. Get a free phone plus free activation or a free month of service with offer code RSBN. Go to patriotmobile.com/RSBN or call their U.S.-based customer service team at 972-PATRIOT. Veterans and first responders save even more, so please make the switch today. patriotmobile.com/RSBN or 972-PATRIOT. Call them. Get it worked out. Switch today. I'm going to hop on over to the YouTube Super Chat and see if you guys have any questions for me. My name's Liz Willis. I am with Right Side Broadcasting Network. If you do have any questions, you can tag me or reach out to me on pretty much any platform. I'm going to list them, but also feel free to follow me. I'm trying to get that follow count up. I'd love to be at 15,000 on Instagram, and I think my goal is 20,000 on Twitter. So you guys have helped me so far, and I think it's really cool. It's showing how patriots really can support each other. And although big tech censorship wants to bust us down in the algorithms and keep us censored, they can't stop this red wave from coming. I am on Instagram at Liz Willis. That's LizWillis. And I am on Twitter at Liz Willis with an underscore. LizWillis_. So those are the two ways. You can also follow Right Side Broadcasting Network at rsbnetwork.com, and then check out their Twitter and our Instagram handles at rsbnetwork. I'm going to take a quick audio pause for a second to try and listen into something, so I will be right back. Mike's going to mute.
Nobody knows why she dances alone. No, nobody knows. Nobody knows what she's running from. You can ask her to dance if you wanna, but you smile and just say no. Nobody knows why she dances alone. Nobody knows why she dances alone. No, nobody knows. Nobody.
All right, hi everyone, welcome back again. We're just doing some planning and logistics. Everyone's moving around on the risers, trying to make room for each other. Lots of press here today at President Trump's rally, so we are just working around it right now. Jump into the super chat now, and I will let you guys know what's going on, answer any questions you might have. Hey.
At home. Nobody knows, nobody knows why she dances alone. No, nobody knows, nobody knows what she's running from. You can ask her to dance if you want, but you smile and just say no. Nobody knows why she dances alone. Nobody knows. she dances alone. Said nobody knows.
Gentlemen, thank you for being with us today. Looks like the campaign has some internet issues, so we're just working through those, making sure that we are good to go for President Trump's arrival. Just 13 minutes shy of President Trump's scheduled rally remarks here in Gastonia, North Carolina. My cameraman is so much taller than I am, so these are the angles we're going to get today. It's fine. These are different setup on these risers. Just a reminder for you guys to check out our partners for today over at Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile shares your values, and they won't send your hard-earned money to aid in the destruction of America by funding Al Sharpton or by funding Planned Parenthood. Get the same nationwide service and support a company that loves America, shares your values, and supports our police. Switching is easy. Keep your phone number, bring your own phone, or buy a new one, and now they have their best offer yet. Get a free month of service or a free phone plus a free activation with code RSBN. Just go to patriotmobile.com/RSBN. Again, that's patriotmobile.com/RSBN, or call their U.S.-based customer service line. That's 972-PATRIOT. Also note veterans and first responders get an even bigger discount. So this is perfect for your cellular network for all of you patriots out there. Again, my name is Liz Willis. I am here today for President Trump's rally live in Gastonia, North Carolina. The campaign just announced 2 more rallies starting in Florida. There are going to be 2 on Friday. This is October 23rd, the day right after President Trump's presidential debate in Nashville, Tennessee. We will be broadcasting that live on our channel, so make sure you're tuned in tomorrow night. It should be a great one. Lots of drama on that one regarding them muting President Trump's mic. It's kind of crazy. I live in a world where someone would want to mute the President of the United States. It's absurd, but I guess they have no problem muting, censoring, shadow banning conservative voices, and that's what we struggle here with RSBN with all the time, but it just makes us stronger. If President Trump, he has fought so endlessly hard for this country, the least we can do is try and fight half as hard as we physically can, and show our support for him, making sure we get 4 more years of him in that beautiful White House with his First Lady, Melania Trump. Truly is a beautiful day. I'm not sure if my cameraman's going to think I'm annoying asking this, but it's okay. Just shake your head. Is there any way to get that sky? Is it too far away? Yay, he's going to try. It's beautiful. You guys get to see like why I'm smiling so hard. It's stunning. It literally looks like cotton candy. He's going to try for me, and then we're going to bring it back. My goal when I'm hosting these rallies is to really show you guys everything I get to see, what it's like to be on the ground, what it's like to be at these events for those of you who can't be here in person. So this just shows the beauty of North Carolina tonight. It's the perfect, most, I'd say like moderate climate for a rally. Most of the time we get like really extreme, like hot, too cold. This one is just right. I think President Trump will be in a good mood tonight. Hopefully he carries with that same energy that he had last night in Erie, Pennsylvania. I'm going to jump into the YouTube super chat to see if you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to read the comments. You might think it's silly, but I think this all factors in to the energy, the atmosphere, what's going on here, and how it's going to impact the overall, outcome of this rally. I did read that the campaign originally thought there would be around 15,000 people. Those numbers later turned into an expected 20,000 people gathering here at the Gastonia Municipal Airport. And I think they could be right. We have crowds left to right and still filing in. We have 63,000 people watching. I would love to get 150,000 watching. I want President Trump to know, I want the campaign to know, I want the world to know that North Carolina supports President Trump, and we can quit calling this a swing state. They voted for Mitt Romney in 2012. They voted for President Trump in 2016 by 3.9 percentage points. And they are going to vote for President Trump in 2020 over candidate Joe Biden by a landslide victory, along with all the other swing states. We have a new member, Linda Roskind, and a $4.99 donation from Amanda Panda, who said, "God bless you, President Trump. We are all behind you." Let me get that hair out of the face. We have $10 from Joey Lincoln, who said, "You and RSPN are amazing, and you're from Atlanta. Say hey to my old hometown, Roswell. Missing little 5 points, Trump's 2020. Love Atlanta. I don't see myself ever leaving. Unless it's to go to a Trump rally and then go right back." Robin Schaefer donated as well as Pitbull Custom Shoes. I love shoes. He said he walked away from the Democratic Party, New Jersey, for Trump. We have $5 from ATB and said thank you, RSB. Connie Courtney became a new member today as well, so thank you, Connie. New member, Connie Courtney, $50 from Gary Les Parents. And another new member, Andrea Vatney as well, $10 from Weather Helms, said, "I just sent $100 to Trump. Please donate, my friends. Do it now. Thank you, RSPN." Thank you very much. Donation from Zoid Rab and another donation from Chris Rickus, who said, "Shout out to Long Island Loud Majority Group of 30,000 people and counting more every day. God bless our President Donald J. Trump." We have $50 from Jinlin One, who said 70,000 more friends coming. Absolutely. We are definitely going to get, let's see, what do I think is the minimum? I think minimum tonight is going to be 120,000. So, and then my goal is 150,000. We have $100 from Roger Bryant as well, who said, "We love you, Trump," and $100, looks like $200 donations from Roger Bryant. So thank you guys so much for your donations. This is really encouraging to us. We have 2 weeks left. I think we're all feeling pretty good spirits. I took a nap in the car earlier. And my cameramen were making fun of me for it. They almost got punched in the face altogether. But you just have to start napping now when you know you can, because I have a feeling in like 2 days we're not getting any more sleep. So I'm just gonna put it all in my stock tank. But no, we're all so excited. We're ready. We've been preparing for this for 4 years to cover President Trump's insane campaigning styles. You guys have been supporting us. We've been building up for this, teaching, training, getting the equipment, the manpower. Oh, can't believe it's finally here, but we think it's all gonna pay off. And let me change the lighting a little bit. But we think it's all going to pay off, and this is going to be a landslide victory. We just can't get too complacent, can't get too comfortable. I went out and voted this past weekend in Georgia, so felt pretty good. Didn't really have any issues with it. My brother had a weird thing happen to him. He went to vote in person, and they told him, can we dim the light a little bit? I don't know. I feel like it's like harsh on me. Some harsh shadows. I don't know if it's going to make anything better. Or it's just because, yeah, whatever. We're fine. It is. All right. That's cool. That's better. 67,000 people. I want to remind you guys, make sure you share this stream. You post it. It's really easy to share. You copy and paste the link, especially if you're watching on YouTube. That's so easy. copy and paste that link and put it in your Facebook profile, your Twitter, your Instagram stories, you name it, tag RSB Network. Something fun we always do as well. If you tag RSB Network on Instagram in your stories, so if you take a photo of our stream or anything patriotic really, and you tag RSBN, post us on your story, we will repost you. So we have around 25,000 on Instagram. Our goal is 50,000, but we will repost that to all of our followers, so it'll help grow your base as well. So make sure you mention at RSB Network on Instagram. Make sure you're following us. Help us get to 50,000 followers, and help us get to 250,000 on Twitter. We're not that far away on Twitter, so at RSB Network for both of those handles. This is going to be an insane but very competitive, very fun, exciting, high energy next 2 weeks. We are on the ground with President Trump's campaign, the Trump 2020 campaign, going to every single rally. So if you want to be able to watch these rallies and see the crowd size, this is the network to follow. I'm going to go ahead and let us switch off from my face for the rest of the evening to the crowd. Just because of this camera angle, you're not able to see the crowd while I'm speaking. And perfect timing, they're putting the presidential seal on the podium. So you guys, this is what RSBN is known for. We pan the crowds. This is what we love to do. It's our little niche. So we love to be here and to show hundreds of millions of people exactly how we do it. Matthew Jones said, "Hi Lizzie, watching from England. Say hi to me and my sister Isabel." Hello, Matthew and Isabel. Crazy Cat 499 said, "Vote and get everyone you know to vote for Trump. The more they attack, the more we love the president." Absolutely, thank you. Juan Juarez said, "Corn Pop was a bad dude." Thank you, Dizzy and Def. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, Diana Cooper, who said, "We must be a self-sufficient country and never rely on other countries for our survival. Biden sells us out while the president's policies already created 400,000 new manufacturing jobs." Jordan said, "Liz, can Canada please borrow Trump to clean up our country ruined by horrible Trudeau?" No, we can't have him. Richard Owen said he voted for Trump the first time, for the very first time. Thank you. Incredible, thousands of people here today. Need to go ahead and get that tweet done. As soon as POTUS takes the stage, I am going to post a tweet that I think is going to be pretty funny. It's going to contrast the two different events today. The Biden-Harris campaign had an event today with Senator Kamala Harris. Looks like there were maybe 6 people there. So I am going to post that one. Thank you. So I'm going to post that one. Note to headquarters, we should be good from here on out. We just got a nice thumbs up from the big man. But so I'd like to do a side-by-side comparison of today's rally in North Carolina and Kamala's event here in North Carolina. You can't even compare the two. Absolutely insane. Nobody copied that idea either. My tweet. I'm just kidding. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, I'm at LizWillis_. I try to incorporate some humor into this increasingly polar political climate, but you gotta laugh or you cry sometimes. 72,000 watching, 2 minutes away from what is supposed to be President Trump's scheduled speech time. Air Force One should be landing just about any second now, so we're going to keep an eye out for her and keep panning these crowds, and it's just getting more and more excitement as we eagerly await for Air Force One's arrival here to Gastonia Municipal Airport. In the meantime, while we're waiting for President Trump, check out our partner at Patriot Mobile. In case you didn't know, leftist corporations like in Verizon, who I actually use as my cell phone provider, but not for much longer, have empowered radicals to tear our country apart by funding their efforts. Most recently, sending $10 million to Al Sharpton and others. It started with impeachment, then exploiting the pandemic, followed by violent riots, and now they're threatening violence and packing the court. Patriot Mobile shares your values and won't send your hard-earned money to aid in the destruction of America or fund Planned Parenthood. Get the same nationwide service and support a company that loves America, shares your values, and supports our police. Switching is easy. Keep your phone number, bring your own phone, or buy a new one. And now they have their best offer yet. Get a free month of service or free phone plus activation with the offer code RSBN. Just go to patriotmobile.com/RSBN or call their U.S.-based customer service team at 972-PATRIOT. Veterans and first responders save even more, so please make the switch today. patriotmobile.com/RSBN. Again, patriotmobile.com/RSBN or call 972-PATRIOT. You guys have got to check them out. They have been an awesome network and cellular provider. I'm going to jump into my emails right now and see what donations we have coming in. But before I do that, I want to reiterate just how hard President Trump is working for the state of North Carolina. He's rallied here countless times and loves the state of North Carolina. Two of his top campaign surrogates, Diamond and Silk, are from here, as well as his daughter-in-law, Laura Trump. So he's been working very hard. In just a moment, I'm going to read some of the donations, so make sure you donate via our website and leave a message, or via the YouTube Super Chat and type out a message if you'd like to have a shout-out. As soon as I'm done with this quick memo, I'll be jumping into donation shout-outs. So get them in now, so I'll read them in just a minute. President Trump is fighting for North Carolina and families. He is making the economy great again. As President Trump peacefully protests with supporters in Gastonia here tonight, the evidence shows that his whole of government response to the coronavirus has helped North Carolina families and workers. President Trump fought to give the people of North Carolina the resources and help they needed to fight the coronavirus. The Trump administration's Paycheck Protection Program protected 1.2 million North Carolina jobs and has provided more than $12.2 billion worth of loans to over 129,000 businesses. 5.1 million North Carolinians have received economic impact payments totaling more than $8.6 billion in relief. The CARES Act is providing up to $4 billion worth of aid to the state of North Carolina and more than $919 million to 6,905 healthcare providers in the state. North Carolina's businesses are poised for a historic comeback thanks to President Trump's economic leadership. President Trump's historic tax cuts, deregulation, and pro-growth policies helped build a stronger economy for North Carolina workers and businesses. In the last 5 months, North Carolina added 320,000 jobs back following the economy's artificial interruption from the China virus. In the first 3 years of the Trump administration, North Carolina added over 235,000 jobs, including 11,900 manufacturing jobs. While Joe Biden was vice president, North Carolina lost 13,200 manufacturing jobs. 252 North Carolina communities have been designated as opportunity zones thanks to the Trump tax reform law, driving new private investments into distressed and predominantly minority areas. President Trump kept his promise to negotiate America First trade deals, providing a massive boost to North Carolina's economy. The President's United States-Mexico-Canada trade deal will boost North Carolina's economy and deliver new jobs to the state. North Carolina exports more than $10 billion annually in goods to Canada and Mexico. Trade with Canada and Mexico support more than 376,000 jobs in the state, including nearly 32,000 manufacturing jobs. President Trump is defending North Carolina farmers and agricultural producers from China by providing more than $194 million in direct USDA payments to farmers to offset the damage of China's unfair trade practices. But Joe Biden's radical far-left agenda will decimate North Carolina workers and families. Biden will raise taxes on the middle class. His plan calls for raising taxes by $4 trillion, and it would hit more than 80% of American taxpayers. We have the motorcade moving on the tarmac. I don't hear Air Force One. I don't see her, but that's not to say she hasn't landed stealthily. I do see a plane approaching from the left. There's some lights coming in. I highly doubt they would allow another aircraft in this space unless it's like a helicopter. I I see motorcade to my right, and I see something. It could be a helicopter to my left. Not entirely sure. Hard to tell, you guys. I think we're getting super close, though. Beautiful night, perfect day for a landing. That helicopter I see is going slow, so I don't think it's Air Force One. Everyone is anxiously awaiting Air Force One. Everyone is just looking in the sky, waiting for it to show up. But the motorcade is arriving. They are going down the tarmac. President Trump will be on stage shortly. The motorcade is arriving. Law enforcement is up and waiting. Looks like the aircraft I was looking at has descended behind line of sight, behind some trees. So that must have not been it. We're gonna keep our eyes open. Right now, you guys can help me. Let me know in the super chat if you see something. Waiting for President Trump. Hello, B. Paget. Hello, Mustang. Anna Marie DeMonte. Thank you, John Hand. Yes, Gordon, God bless President Trump. Pray for President Trump. This man has gone through a lot, continues to fight hard for the American people, and is campaigning extremely hard as well. This takes a lot of energy, especially out of a 74-year-old. It's pretty remarkable. We are watching history in the making here tonight. Interesting enough, I see another aircraft. It looks like taking that same approach behind those trees. So I'm not really sure what's over there. Hard to see. It's the only thing I see going. We're gonna keep an eye out. I know it's hard for me to report to you guys live while I'm trying to follow the path of the president, but regardless, we saw motorcade movement, which means we are only moments away. We have 87,000 watching right now, so thank you all for tuning in. My name is Liz Willis. I'm here with Right Side Broadcasting Network. We cover all of President Trump's rallies, and we have 2 more on Friday, so we're very excited to cover those. The Villages in Florida and then Pensacola at 7 p.m. Right Side Broadcasting Network will be at both of those for the duration of the events, including the Pledge of Allegiance, the National Anthem, the pre-speakers, interviews if we can. It looks like Air Force One has landed. Not sure where, but the press pool has just entered the building. So we should be getting President Trump very shortly. Those who travel with President Trump have just entered the press pen, so that's a little reporter's secret. Maybe they, you know what, I think I was right. You don't think? Okay, thank you. All right, total correction. Had to get help. I'm so used to Air Force One landing at these rallies. So he actually motorcaded from Charlotte Douglas Airport. Sorry, you guys. But even cooler, that means he really is moments from taking the stage. I'm gonna jump into the super chat. Let me know if you have questions. Again, motorcade is here. President Trump is in the building at Gastonia Municipal Airport. Right Side Broadcasting has 91,000. Let's try and hit 100,000 before President Trump takes the stage. And I want to see 150 when President Trump is speaking. So share this. Let's get it out. This man had dragon energy last night. I think we can expect it again here in North Carolina. President Trump loves North Carolina. He has worked hard for the North Carolina workers, and he's going to continue to do it. Before he takes the stage, I want to remind you guys to check out Patriot Mobile. If you've noticed lately, leftist corporations like Verizon have empowered radicals to tear our country apart by funding their efforts, most recently sending $10 million to Al Sharpton and others. It started with impeachment, then exploiting the pandemic, followed by violent riots, and now they're threatening violence and packing the court. Patriot Mobile shares your values and won't send your hard-earned money to aid in the destruction of America or fund Planned Parenthood. Get the same nationwide service and support a company that loves America, shares your values, and supports our police. Switching is easy. Keep your phone number, bring your own phone, or buy a new one. And now they have their best offer yet. With Right Side Broadcasting Network, you can get a free month of service or a free phone plus free activation with the offer code RSBN. We cannot thank Patriot Mobile enough for this incredible partnership and offering our viewers the deal of a lifetime. Just go to patriotmobile.com/RSBN or call their U.S.-based customer service team at 972-PATRIOT. Veterans and first responders save even more. So make the switch today. And again, if you're a veteran or first responder, make sure you tell them. PatriotMobile.com/RSBN or call 972-PATRIOT. With all that being said, keep in mind, Right Side Broadcasting Network is almost entirely viewer-funded, meaning we rely on your donations every single penny to get from rally to rally, state to state, and to cover President Trump's incredible, historic 2020 presidential campaign. We've been traveling the country, broadcasting it to hundreds of millions of people across the world. We have so many different countries that watch this broadcast and are just amazed and show their support for President Trump. So that's what we're going to continue to do. The mainstream media does not want you to see just how many people
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump!
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Wow. This is a big crowd. This is one hell of a big crowd. Well, I want to thank everybody. Thank you, Gastonia. Gastonia. Thank you to Gastonia. Beautiful day. 13 days. Can you believe it? 13 days. 13 days from now, and you see what's going on. You see, boom, boom, boom. Whoa, they're getting a little nervous over there, you know, the deep state, the Democrats, all of these people that we've been dealing with. They're getting a little bit nervous, aren't they, huh? We're going to win this state. 13 days. This great state. And we're going to win 4 more years in the White House. With your vote, we will continue to cut taxes, cut regulations, lower drug prices like never before, support our great police and law enforcement, protect your incredible Second Amendment, defend our borders, maintain energy independence, and ensure more products are proudly stamped with the phrase, "Made in the USA." And it's happening now. We will deliver record prosperity, epic job growth, a very safe vaccine that's coming very quickly. That pandemic is rounding the corner. They hate it when I say it. You know, you turn on to this MSDNC and fake news CNN, all you hear is COVID, 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 COVID. That's all they put on because they want to scare the hell out of everyone. And you know, the more testing you have, the more cases. They say cases are up. Yeah, testing is up. We have more testing than India, China, and almost every other country put together. You could say it's ridiculous. At the same time, we did a good job, but it shows a lot of cases. And that's, thank you. He said, great job. We did do a great job. Normal life will fully resume, and next year will be the greatest economic year in the history of our country. That's where we're headed. This election is a choice between a Trump super recovery or a Biden steep depression, and that's what you're going to have. It's between a Trump boom or a Biden lockdown. He wants to lock you down, you know. By the way, I love this state. You got to get your governor to open up your state here. Got to get him to open up. Open up your state, Governor. It's time. You've been long enough. Watch, November 4th, North Carolina, we're opening up. November 4th. You know, they're only doing this for political reasons. Many, many states, big, powerful states, they're open, they're doing great. But your governor doesn't want to. And you look at Michigan. Now, Michigan, we won in the Supreme Court. She had no constitutional right to do what she did. The only one that had freedom in Michigan was her husband. He had plenty of freedom. He went swimming and he went boating whenever he wanted. Biden will delay therapies, postpone the vaccine, prolong the pandemic, close your schools, and shut down our country. And that's what he'll do. He will massively raise your taxes. He won't even know he's doing it, by the way, but let's go into it. He has no clue, but that's all right. Bury you in regulations, dismantle your police departments, dissolve our borders, confiscate your guns. That would be happening very quickly. Eliminate private health care. 180 million people, private health care, they love it. They want to eliminate it. They want to go to socialized medicine. You too can go to a hospital ward and see how your cold is coming along. Wait for 4 or 5 days before you get in. Terminate religious liberty, destroy the suburbs, and slash defense spending. Devastating North Carolina's incredible military families. By the way, we've invested more in the military in the last 3 years than at any time in our nation's history. All made in the USA. Joe Biden has made a corrupt bargain in exchange for his party's nomination, which he should have never gotten. If Pocahontas got out 2 days early instead of what she did to Crazy Bernie was unbelievable, because they split up the crazy vote. And that vote doesn't like him very much. I don't know, you know, they're not doing so well, you know? People like aren't showing up. I shouldn't say this, it's too early, right? Oh, there they are. 61 from North Carolina, some of the great women of the world. 61 times, oh, look at you. And you have your husbands with you tonight. Look at you, look at you. Good, good. Now I asked them last time, how many times have you gone? 61. Thank you. Thank you. I love you too. All right, so don't explain, thank you. That's so nice. I said the other night, you're going to make me cry. And you know what? One of these fake anchors said, Donald Trump started crying during his speech. No, I didn't. Not that that's a bad thing. In fact, it would probably maybe it would be good if I did. You know, some people say, hey, why don't you do that every once in a while? It wouldn't be so bad. No, the other thing they said, fake people. I joke and I say, women of the suburbs, please, please love me. I've done so good. No, I've done so good. I've done so good for you. Please, just like this. You know, we're kidding. I mean, I'm being sarcastic. Please, but I mean it. Because I'm saving your suburbs. I'm going to stop low-income housing. I'm going to stop projects. And we're going to stop crime from going into the suburbs. So I mean it. But I said, jokingly, the last time out, I said, women of the suburbs, please, please, love me. I've done such a good job, please. No. And on 60 Minutes, fake 60 Minutes, she said, you are begging for women to love you. You said, women, please love you. You'll see. You'll see. Wait till you see. We have a little surprise for 60 Minutes. No, it's true. No, it's true. I won't name the anchor. Do you know the anchor? Huh? So, no, she said, well, you were begging for women to love you. I said, no. That was sarcastic. That was, remember I said, Russia, 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 if you're listening, please give us whatever it was, Hillary's emails or whatever. And then everybody laughed and I laughed, but they cut me off just before the end. And they said, he was asking Russia for help. These people are sick. Shifty Schiff and all that group, they are sick people. So you see, from now on, when I say women of the suburbs, please love me, I'm going to have to say, I'm only kidding, because otherwise... But they'll take that out too. Sleepy Joe Biden has handed control of his party over to socialists, communists, Marxists, and left-wing extremists. And they're filled with hatred, venom, and rage. The first thing Washington Democrats will do, if Sleepy Joe is elected, is go to sleep, I guess. You know, I had a leader that called me, a really dynamic leader, called me up about 2 weeks ago, said, I don't want to deal with him. He's always going to be sleeping. Can you imagine that? The word gets around. But the first thing Washington Democrats will do if Biden gets elected is pack the Supreme Court with radical left judges who will eliminate your Second Amendment and many other things. Life. Look at the things they have to rule on. They will pack it. Somebody said 16. I said, why not 18? Why not 20? Why not 22? And he's got to also tell us who the judges are. He won't tell. He won't talk, because if he does, he's going to totally lose the radical left. So he won't say. He's in his basement. You're right about that. No, I go through these interviews. Every question's a total kill, right? Every question. They're going for the kill. And this guy walks out holding ice cream. And the press is out there, the fake news, and this guy, what kind of ice cream are you eating? Chocolate, I think, and vanilla too hot. I say, why don't they ever ask me those questions, right? They don't ask me those questions. If Biden wins, the flag-burning demonstrators on the street will be running your federal government. Don't worry, it's not going to happen. It can't happen. You know my statement, Our country will never be a socialist country. Never, ever, ever. They'll decide which businesses can exist and which will be outlawed. They will decide which rights you can keep and which are going to be revoked. They will re-educate your children, which they tried and we stopped, but they will do it. You saw what I did with the people that wanted to sort of do a culture change, right? They're all gone out of our military. They're gone out of everything. But they'll reemerge. If you have the wrong leader, they'll reemerge quickly. They'll order you to stay at home while letting rioters and MS-13 killers roam free without masks. Without masks. MS-13 doesn't have to wear a mask. You ever see that? They riot, they loot, they do everything, no problem. You get together. That's why we have outdoors. We always go outdoors, right? But they have a thing. You can't do anything. You can't go to church, right? You can't go to church. Your kids can't go to school, even if so. It's 99.9%, 99.9. In fact, you know, Barron had it. Sir, he just tested positive. Who? Barron. Oh, like about 12 seconds later. How's he doing? Oh, he's recovered. Oh, good. Thank you. Let's face it, they have stronger immune systems. Stronger immune. They're very powerful. I never realized how powerful children are. They will censor you, punish you, and persecute you for violating their speech codes and oppressive mandates. You've seen it. You've been seeing what's going on. But you know what? We've got the White House. We're winning. That's it. And as long as we have that, and we're knocking them out left and right, I wonder what's going to happen. We win. They announce, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump has won the presidency of the United States. I think they'll be very happy. They're going to be very happy. No, they'll be upset, and then they'll be just fine, right? They'll be just fine. They'll be very thrilled. They'll be thrilled. I'll tell you this. You know, I love this particular state, but I might not have come here so often. I've been all over your state. You better let me win. I mean, Laura and Eric, they had a beautiful daughter, granddaughter for me. And they named the granddaughter Carolina. Now, when I go to South Carolina, I can also give them some credit, right? Kind of, you mind? Right? No, it's great. It's a great place. If you want your children to grow up in a free nation where they can speak their minds and practice their religion and live by their values, then you must defeat Sleepy Joe Biden and the radical left. Okay? Reject left-wing fascism. Vote for American freedom. Vote for America first. Vote for Make America Great Again. But I was thinking on the plane down, I just put this in, I don't know, and I said to myself, and I said to a small group on the plane, the great Mark Meadows is here. Do you know Mark? I had to go all the way to North Carolina to find that guy's doing a good job. I don't know where the hell he is. He's always working. I don't know. He's back there someplace. Where is he? There. Oh, look at. Come up, Mark. Come on. I'll tell you, he has done a really great job. Look at him. Central casting, too. Central casting. He loves his state, I will tell you that. Took me 3 years to get him out of Congress. And we have another great friend of ours here, Mick Mulvaney. He's really been great. Mick. He's a South Carolina guy. And he's a good man, too. And we have some other warriors here. We have some of you congressmen and some others, so we'll introduce them later. The hell with them, we'll introduce them later, right? Just think of it. And I said this to them just a little while ago. I shouldn't say it's sad, because they're going to say he was extremely sad. But it is sad. But just think of it, I said. I'm all by myself. And I've had to beat the fake news, lamestream media, and their partner, the Democrat Party. And now we find out, without any doubt, we've had to beat the big tech giants. And add to that, we've had to beat the really stupid, dumb people, the never Trumpers. What? We've had to beat the rhinos. That's Republican in name only. Rhino, I love that term, the rhino. Got a lot of rhinos, got more rhinos than we should have. And we got to beat the pundits and the consultants that I've soundly defeated, almost every single one of these clowns. You know, they all represented somebody. Don't forget, we had 17 people running in the primaries, and just about every one of these clowns represented somebody. And I defeated them so badly that they've never gotten over it. They do commercials. These people are sick. They're sick. They're sad, sad people. And on top of everything else, we've had a soundly defeat. We're in the process of doing it. It's much deeper than I thought. The deep staters, right? We had to beat them. It's deeper. You know, the swamp and the swamp creatures are much deeper and much worse than we ever thought. And there is such a thing as the deep state. Who would think? But you know, with all of those people, it's a lot. And I stand here by myself, and then I said to the people in the plane, wonderful, beautiful plane. It's got more television sets than any plane in history. I saw you. I saw this massive. Look at the size of this crowd. They're never going to report that. They never talk about it, you know? They never talk about it. They never talk about it. They never talk about crowd size. You remember when we had the inauguration, I said we had the biggest crowd? And then they show empty space, and they show Barack Hussein Obama's crowd. And I said, wait a minute. I think the word we used was audience. That had included all of the new things, you know, all of the different things that we have coming out. Every week there's a new form of information coming out. So I think we had the largest audience anywhere in the world. But they showed this field. Now, when I was speaking, it was full. But when they showed the field, it was all empty. I said, wait a minute, I was speaking, it was full. Well, they took the pictures about 5 or 6 hours early. They had everything roped off. And, you know, I said to my people, we ought to sort of bring that up every once in a while. Oh, sir, nobody cares about it. I care about it. I care about it. No, they took the pictures way early. And when I was speaking, I'm looking at this thing all the way back. It was so beautiful. And then all of a sudden, we made the statement, I guess the largest audience, and I think it was the largest audience. And we suffered. That was the first week. This was just the beginning. This was just the beginning. But when I was speaking, it was packed, just like this place is packed. Look at that, into the hangar. It's a lot of people. But I had it again, too. I had a guy, I think his name was Weigel, from the Washington Post. He goes to an arena, and all of the arenas were packed. Now we're doing outdoor because of COVID, sometimes referred to as the China virus, right? Which I think is a far more accurate word. I mean, you could also use the Corona word, but that sounds like a beautiful town in Italy. It's not fair. No, this is the China plague or the China virus. That's where it came from. We have to be accurate. And we were really doing well against China. We still are, by the way, but we were doing so well, you know. Hey, do you remember that for 10 years, you heard China was going to supplant us in 2019, right? 2019, they were going to be bigger than us, their economy. Well, that didn't work out too well for them. We were beating them by leaps and bounds, and then we got hit with the plague. No sooner had the ink dried on a great China deal. We made a wonderful deal. It was great. In fact, they ordered the largest amount 2 weeks ago of corn, soybeans, and beef, cattle, beef, that we've ever had, because they want to keep me happy, because they know I'm not satisfied. This is no good what happened. This is no good what they did to us. No good. The ink hadn't even dried on our trade deal with China. Wonderful deal. And this happened. This should have been stopped at China. They should have been able to stop it. They stopped it from going into the rest of China, but they didn't stop it from going into Europe, the United States, and the rest of the world, right? We're going to find out why, too. But the American people are with me, so I stand alone. And I said to these people, I apologize, you mind if I said I instead of we? Because it is a group of very loyal people. I said, it plays much better when I say I. But we do have a great group of people. But we do. We're standing sort of alone against all of these people. I saw Adam Schiff, this guy, the watermelon head. I say, no, he's like a watermelon head. No dummy. No dummy. And he doesn't believe it. But he said the other day about Biden with the laptop from hell. We call it the laptop. He said, and he goes up before the mic. This is Adam Shifty Schiff. This was caused by Russia. Russia caused this. They created this disinformation, he said. He should be, honestly, that guy should be locked up. And because he's in Congress. Yeah. It's true. Because remember when he said, I had this perfect phone call with the president of Ukraine. I'm the only one that could get impeached over a phone call that was perfect. Remember Shifty Schiff got up and he started repeating it 8 times, quid pro quo, and you will this, and you will that, and you will listen. Fortunately, we had beautiful transcribers that transcribed the call. Can you imagine if we didn't have? It would have been my word against Shifty Schiff and all of the horrible human beings over there. They died when they found out we had a transcription, remember? They wanted to know, how do we get out of this one? So we had to beat that one off, too. But that was a little bit lucky. Thank you to your wonderful transcribers. You did a great job. But, this is what we're dealing. We're dealing with some tough people and evil people. Somebody said, President, a friend of mine from New York, very successful guy, big builder, said, President. They don't call me Donald anymore. I lost all my friends because everybody, they call me up. They say, oh, it's the president, and it's the president. I pick up. Hey, Richard, how you doing, Rich? Hey, he goes, Mr. President, sir, how are you? He used to say, hey, Don, how about going out to dinner tonight? That's true. I lost all my friends because they all respect the office. Forget about it. They respect the office of the president. Right? And he'll call me up, he'll say, Mr. President, sir, I've known this guy for so many years. I don't say exactly how many, but too many. Many. Let's put it this way, many more than 30. So I say, Richard, loosen up. Loosen up. Yes, sir. I said, call me Donald. Yes, sir. Okay. So we're going on, and I say, how's everything going? How's New York? I miss it. It's going to hell with this crazy mayor and this crazy governor we have. Crime is through the roof. Crime in New York is through the roof. And it all happened since I left. I mean, maybe I should take credit for that we did a good job. No, but it's very sad what happened. I said, how's it going? We talked. And then he ended by saying, Mr. President, sir, thank you very much. I said, Richard, you don't have to thank me for speaking to me. And it's one of those things. But they have respect for the office, right? They have respect for the office. And we have to have more respect for our country. When somebody gets up before the halls of Congress, in the halls, so when Schiff gave this phony speech about my conversation, he was quoting my conversation. He didn't know we had it transcribed. And normally I wouldn't do that. We actually called up Ukraine. We said, do you mind if we release it? They said, no, they didn't understand why, but they were nice. They were very nice. I said, do you mind? No. We had our Secretary of State call, actually. Do you mind? Because it would be nice to let them know we're going to release it, right? It would be very nice. And what happens is it was totally different. And I said, oh, we're going to sue him and we're going to do things to him because he lied in the halls of Congress. And they told me, you know what they told me? No, sir, I'm sorry. He has total immunity. He can say anything he wants in the halls. That's right. And I thought to myself, isn't that crazy? It should be the exact opposite. You should be mandated to be more honest in the halls of Congress, not where you have immunity to say anything you want. Oh, did they die? Did crazy Nancy go crazy when she heard that we had a transcript? She looked at her people, she said, what the hell is this? This is not impeachable. They say, you're right, but we're so far down the road, let's go for it anyway. This is what we're dealing with. And we won. It's good to win, though, I have to tell you. Winning was great Republican support. We had great Republican support. In the House, it was 196 or so to nothing. And we got a Democrat and a half. Van Drew, good guy, running for office, going to do very well. Jeff, he's going to do very well. He came over, he said, this is so corrupt, I'm going to become a Republican. And he's going to do great. But it really is, think of it, when you're in the halls of Congress, you should be more honest instead of where you can say anything you want. And that's probably, maybe we should let's go for a little change. The radical Biden-Harris agenda is projected to slash the typical American home income by at least $6,500 per year. Think of that. They'll raise your taxes by Biden's going to raise your taxes. We could go $4 trillion. Everyone says, what does that mean? You know what it means? It means a lot. They're going to raise your taxes by $4 trillion, triggering a mass exodus of jobs out of America into foreign countries. You know how many jobs I brought in? I brought in jobs that were just stifled because our taxes were so crazy. The Biden tax hikes will wipe out up to another quarter of the small business income and 25% of all U.S. investment. Your stocks, your 401ks and pensions will be demolished. You'll go into a depression, the likes of which you haven't seen since 1929. That's what's going to happen. He's going to raise your taxes. He's going to put all the regulations back on. I'm sure he'll join the wonderful Paris Accord. How's it working out for France? I don't think so, right? No, it takes away our wealth. It was meant to take away our wealth. Somebody will come in someday and they'll say, isn't that wonderful? Our air is cleaner than all of them. We just had our best numbers environmentally. The cleanest, the best, without spending fortunes. And it's rigged for China and Russia and India and all these other countries, and it's really bad for us. And everybody said, when I did that, when I got out of the Paris Climate Accord, okay, they call it the Paris. When I got out, such a beautiful name, right? When I got out, the people understood it immediately. I said, this is a tough one. I'm going to get killed in this one. That's okay. Close your eyes, sign it, boom. But the people got it right away. They're taking your wealth away. They don't want oil. They don't want petroleum. They don't want, you know why? Because they don't have it, and because we do. We are the #1 in the world right now, and they want to take it away. Biden's plan will destroy 5 million jobs, eliminate $2.6 trillion in wealth, and hurt lower and middle income families the most of all. I will deliver optimism, opportunity, and hope. Biden will deliver pessimism, poverty, and decline. For the last 47 years, Joe Biden has been outsourcing your job, opening your borders. Oh, by the way, our border is closed. That's why you never hear about it. Do you ever notice you don't hear about that? You don't hear about our vets anymore because we take such good. Remember, every night you'd hear about vets. Before me, 91% approval rating with our vets. Our vets voted 91%. We never had anything like it. And sacrificing American blood and treasure in endless foreign wars in countries that you've never even heard of. And they're all coming back. You know that, right? I mean, I hope nobody objects. I think 19 years in Afghanistan is enough, wouldn't you say? We're like a police force over there. We have the greatest soldiers in the world, but over there, we're like a police force. 19 years is enough. You think it's easy getting out with all the military-industrial complex, right? Dwight Eisenhower, beware the military-industrial complex. They're right, but we're all coming home. They're all coming home. In 2016, North Carolina voted to fire this depraved political establishment, and you elected an outsider as president who is finally putting America first. Joe Biden, as you've been reading for the last 4 weeks, although it's hard to find because they shut it down, you've learned how corrupt the press is more than what I've been saying for 4 years. I've known it, I've said it, but I don't know how many people believed it. You see how corrupt they are when the New York Times and the Washington Post and all of these others, they don't even write about a man who is a totally corrupt politician. He's a corrupt politician. In addition, he let communist China plunder your jobs while his family raked in millions from China and foreign nations. Think of it. How about Russia? How about Russia? $3.5 million from the mayor of Moscow's wife. 3.5. Oh, I see. What did you do for that? There's a lot. That's like one of the smaller hits. He was like a vacuum cleaner. You know, they go into a country. It was like having a vacuum cleaner. Just suck it all in. And if you mention it, and I have great respect for the New York Post. The New York Post, fourth largest newspaper, the oldest. But the New York Post, what they've done is incredible. But you know, the big tech, they put you out. Twitter, they take you out. Charlie Kirk, so many people, they take them out. They take them out. They say, we're not going to stand for this. If you call them corrupt, they'll say, we're not going to stand, because that's where they're coming from. Think of what's happening. Nobody thought, does everyone know what I'm talking about? Nobody thought it was even possible. And the newspaper, our news, you know, all the news that's fit to print. Actually, it's all the news that's not fit to print, because they don't want to print it. They don't want to put it in. I mean, it is disgraceful. We talk about freedom of the press. This is the exact opposite of freedom of the press. They don't want to put the word out. And even me, I make a speech like this, they'll turn off. Look, I'll bet you the cameras turn off because they don't want it. Nobody, even me, I'm the big cynic of the world, I never thought this was possible. His so-called Biden Center at the University of Pennsylvania has already received $70 million from China. 70 million. That can't be possible. Is that possible? Explosive emails from Hunter Biden also show that Hunter was negotiating with a Chinese firm tied to the Communist China Party to receive $10 million a year for introductions. Well, that sounds reasonable. I think you'd do that. I think I'd even do it. 10 million to introduce. Hey, I'd like to introduce it. Send me the 10 million. Another email referenced 10% held by Hunter for the big guy. I wonder who the big guy was. The big guy. He doesn't look so big to me. He doesn't look so big when he walks on the stage. He's not looking too strong. Fragile, very fragile. But the big guy, they call him the big guy. One document shows a plan to take money from Chinese state-owned enterprises. This, I'll tell you what, this laptop is a disaster for them. How the hell did he ever let go of this sucker? You know? He put it to he got to have it fixed. I guess he forgot to pick it up. What the hell? And then shift, that's where he blamed. He said, it's Russia did it. It's Russia. Russia. Oh, Russia. They probably think we are the wackiest people. He said, what do we do now? He created a laptop for Hunter Biden with pictures and all. This is a matter of national security. The Bidens got rich while North Carolina and our country got robbed, okay? If Biden wins, China will own the United States. Will own it. The media and the big tech are desperately trying to cover up this massive scandal. I'm not just running against Sleepy Joe Biden. I'm running against the corrupt media. They're corrupt. The corrupt media, the big tech giants, and I'm running against the Washington swamp. It's time to send a message to these wealthy liberal hypocrites by delivering Joe Biden a thundering defeat on November 3rd. That's a lot of people. This is a big crowd. By the way, this is a big crowd. You should have seen the people on the road. They couldn't get in. You know, as big as this crowd is, tens of thousands of people on the roads coming up, they couldn't get in. Couldn't get in. They said, how big is your arena? I said, I don't know, we have a big field. Oh, good. I said, it's sold out. How do you sell out a field, right? They said, sir, I'm sorry, we can't let anyone else in. The police, they're great, by the way. I said, officer, we have 10,000 people out there, much more than that, all the way down. He said, I'm sorry, sir. I said, it's a field. Just let's open it up. Let's move the trucks back, the buses, everything. They said, sir, we have a problem. What? Stampede. I said, stampede. He said, we got so many people, we're worried about it. I thought that was for cattle, right? He said stampede. No, can you imagine? Now, Joe doesn't have that problem. He has about 4 or 5 circles. They can't fill him up. But I love the people. The only thing I like about him is the person that does the circles after this is all over. No, they do a beautiful job. Nice, wide, beautiful, everything. You know, I'm a perfectionist. It's beautiful, those circles. They're very far away from each other. You couldn't catch COVID in those circles no matter what you did. So if I don't sound like a typical Washington politician, it's because I'm not a politician. Thank you. The only thing we do to make them totally crazy is we say 12 more years because it doesn't. Right? Then they say, see, he is a fascist. They've covered me. They've covered me every way. They've said, he is so stupid. Then they say, he's not really smart. Then they say, he's trying to take over the entire country. Then they say, no, 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 no. He's a super genius. He's more brilliant than everybody, greatest ever. He's trying to take over the entire world. So I go from not being smart to being the smartest person in history, but evil. Someday they're going to say, you know what, he was a smart guy, ran a great country, okay? That's what we want. It's this country. It's this country. No, they've called me everything in the book. They've called me names that you wouldn't believe. And we just keep going along, right? Because nobody's been able to do what we've done in the first 3.5 years. Nobody even close. Nobody. So if I don't always play by the rules of the Washington establishment, it's because I was elected to fight for you harder than anybody has ever fought for you before. Nobody's ever fought for you. You think this is easy? All these women, 61. This is number 61 times. These incredible women right here. They're rich as hell. I said to them, I saw them 2 weeks ago, I said, also in North Carolina, but a long ways away from here, right? It's a big state. But I saw them 2 weeks ago. I said, how many times have you been here? They said 60 at the time. I said, it's because I've seen them. I said, your husbands have a problem with that. I think your husbands are with you tonight. Stand up, husbands, please. Stand up. Look at these guys. Handsome, very handsome, good-looking guys. How about the women standing up? Would you stand up, please? Look at that. Great people. These are great people. These are great Americans. These are really great American people. These are great American people that we love. One of the most important issues in this election is the safety of the American family. The Biden-Harris war on police would be a catastrophe for our nation. Just look at what the left has done in Democrat-run Chicago, Portland, New York City, Oakland, name any, Baltimore. Did you hear what happened? You know, Obama's now campaigning. Even though he refused to support Biden, I mean, he'd never, and then even after Biden sort of semi-won, he wouldn't do it. It took forever. But now he's campaigning for him. And somebody said, sir, maybe this isn't good. What's wrong? President Obama's campaigning for Sleepy Joe Biden. And I said, that's good news or bad news? Tell me, are you saying it's good or it's bad? Well, I guess it's bad. No, it's good. There was nobody that campaigned harder for crooked Hillary Clinton than Obama, right? He was all over the place. He said he will not be our president. But before that, he said, he will not run. He didn't know me. Then I ran. Then he said, he will not get the nomination. Then I got the nomination. Then he said, he will not be our president. Then I won. I think the only one more unhappy than crooked Hillary that night was Barack Hussein Obama. The only one. Barack Hussein Obama. You know, when I say that name, I think of a man who is an incredible man, who's having difficulty, but there is nobody more brave. And he would talk a lot about Barack Obama. He would talk about Obama all the time. I wouldn't say in the most positive way, but with respect. Rush Limbaugh, he's great. Rush Limbaugh. And you talk about a fighter, he's frightened. He is a fighter. You never saw a fighter like Rush. And he got the presidential, you know, he got our greatest award. He got the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is the highest, that and the Congressional Medal of Honor. And it was a great evening, and there's a fantastic wife and family. But Rush is having a hard time, and I will tell you something. He is something special. Try talking for years and years, biggest audience in radio history. Try talking for 3 hours without phone calls, without, you know, it's easy. Pick up a phone. Hey, how you doing on Social Security? He would just talk and talk and talk. Biggest audience ever. Sean Hannity thinks one of the greats ever in anything, one of the greats. Mark Levin, Laura. Tucker's been getting better and better all the time, right? Getting better all the time. The great Lou Dobbs, right? Great Lou Dobbs. Lou Dobbs has been great. Lou Dobbs has been great. No, we have a lot of great people, and we're getting more and more. It's very interesting, getting more. But I just want to pay my absolute respect. He's in there fighting, and I'll tell you what, nobody can do it like him. Rush Limbaugh, okay? Biden and Harris's anti-police rhetoric is inciting riots and putting our police in grave danger. You know, I watched this guy today, and he's talking about how it was so calm. Well, it wasn't calm. Ferguson, St. Louis, Baltimore, right? Oakland. They had things going on that were worse. I mean, you look at Baltimore. Remember that whole mess? But now it's like, oh, they were so wonderful. And then you look at the H1N1 that Joe calls the opposite. The swine flu. You look at that. And you say, well, wait a minute, that was handled so badly. And the person that was running his whole thing said, this was handled so badly, you have no idea how badly it was run. And then they criticize us. He says, I didn't close up soon enough. But he was 2 months late, and he was criticizing me for closing up too soon. So, you know, it always gets me when somebody's in office for 47 years. He could have done a lot. How much? He said more. He could have. Barely in office, right? But all you have to do is you have to say, well, why didn't you do it? I always say that. Why didn't you do it? Don't complain. Get it done. We get it done. Nobody has done more in 3.5 years. But I will always stand because they don't. They don't. They want to disassociate themselves. I will always stand with the men and women of law enforcement. Biden is also pledging mass amnesty and free federal health care for illegal aliens. And we all have a heart. It will obliterate Medicare and Social Security with that. But we all have a heart. The problem, I want to take care of everybody. The problem is our country will be flooded with tens of millions of people. Free health care, free education. I always say for them, it drives them crazy. Everybody gets a free Rolls Royce, and then they say, I am misrepresenting. They don't get a Rolls Royce. But no, but think of it, free health care, and I will always protect your Medicare and your Social Security. It will never be protected. And I'm also proud that here in North Carolina, your Medicare Advantage premiums have decreased because of us, because of good management, by over 44% since I took office. When you hear that? You don't hear that too often. On health care, we're providing American families with affordable, high-quality, personalized health care. The Washington Democrats want bureaucrats calling the shots, rationing care, and deciding who gets treatment. The battle of the China virus, we launched the largest mobilization since World War II. It's incredible what we've done, and we've helped out a lot of governors. We've made a lot of really bad governors look good, and we've made some good ones look great. And I can tell you, we got some bad ones and we have some really good ones. And I'll someday tell you who it is. Our early and aggressive action saved more than 2 million lives. I took rapid action to ban travel from China and Europe, and Biden opposed both, remember? They're highly infected. I said, we got to stop it. We pioneered incredible therapies. Excuse me, here I am. Here I am. I don't know what the hell it was. All I know, I got it. And I have to, look, as president, I can't stay in the basement of the White House. I really can't. I have to meet, I meet with families, Gold Star families. I meet with so many people, heads of state. I meet with all these people. Sometimes I'll leave and I'll say, man, that's dangerous. If you're really into, I start thinking, I say, I'm meeting with so many people, but I can't stay in a basement, or I can't stay in a beautiful bedroom in the White House where I say, hello world, let me stay here for a year. I can't do that with the First Lady. If I have to choose somebody, I'll choose the First Lady. But I can't, they do love Melania, it's true. But I can't just stay inside and do that, and it's risky, and I caught it, and I didn't feel too good. And I was surrounded by doctors. I've never seen so many doctors in my life, I was always well taken care of, but I've never seen, every doctor from every major place in the world. Johns Hopkins was great. Johns Hopkins was really fantastic. And, Walter Reed is unbelievable. But I had 12 doctors standing around my bed. And every one of them had a hand on a different part of my body. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it. But I didn't feel good. And they gave me what's called Regeneron, which is antibodies, very strong antibodies. And there's other, Eli Lilly makes something. It's incredible. What they're doing, by the way, what they're doing now is incredible. And I don't know, maybe it was great, maybe it would have happened anyway. But I woke up the next morning and I felt like Superman. I felt like Superman, Regeneron. And I'm working to make the same antibody treatment that I received available to anybody that needs it free. We're getting it approved. We're signing what's called emergency use declaration. We're getting it because it's so new. It's not even really approved. It's almost like right to try. I got right to try, right? For people that are sick. And they'd have to travel to other parts of the world, or if they didn't have money, they'd have to go home and die. Even if we had something that looked good, but it wasn't approved by the FDA, we cut those times way down anyway from, half. We cut them in half. But still, has to be approved. And we got right to try done, and that's where there's a drug that has potential, and somebody's dying, terminally ill. And they couldn't do it because they said, well, supposing they die, they're going to die anyway. And but still not easy because the insurance companies had very deep problems and the drug companies had problems. They didn't want them on the list and a lot of different things. And the country had problems because the country doesn't want to get sued by everybody if it doesn't work out. And so I have them sign now. We wrote up a very sophisticated but simple agreement that somebody taking any of the new really incredible medicines, we're the greatest labs and doctors in the world, anybody taking it will sign away their rights. They're not going to sue anybody. And you know what's happened? We have had more success with right to try. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's really incredible. It's a great thing. That's one of so many things we've done. We have done so many things. I could go on all night about the things we've done, but you'd start saying, well, he's done a great job, but let's get the hell out of here, Harry. And we will have 100 million vaccine doses before the end of this year, okay? And if you look, cases in Europe are surging. They don't talk about that. They always say, Europe. Well, sorry, but they're surging. I don't want that to happen, but cases in Europe are surging. Biden's lockdown would reduce life expectancy. When you do these lockdowns, like you are suffering through in North Carolina, you have a governor, depression, suicide, drugs, alcohol, and many other problems. And your kids want to go to school. They want to go. They have to go to school. So I want to send a message tonight to America's incredible moms. The moms are heroes. They really are. They're heroes. And they know better than anyone that their children do belong in school. And they want their children to go back to school. I will open your schools. Biden will close your schools. And he'll keep them closed. These people, it's like crazy what's going on. I don't get it. Maybe it will be right after, the election's going to end. Hopefully we're going to win. And And then these governors will just say, oh, they'll go like this, oh, just open the place up. No, the state's closed and so many, I mean, you have 5 of them. But see, they think that's going to give us worse numbers. So here's a number you have to watch out. GDP, it's going to be announced 2 days before the election. November 3rd, it's going to be announced like on November 1st. Just watch it. I think it's going to sit, I don't know anything, by the way. This is for the media. No, I don't have any inside information. But the Atlanta Fed came out today and they gave a number that's one of the most incredible numbers anyone's ever heard. Many times what the all-time record would be. They said GDP will increase in this third quarter by 35%. 35%. People were hearing 20. People were hearing 20. But here's the problem. Now if it goes 25 or 30, they'll say, Donald Trump failed to meet. I mean, I think the highest is probably 8, 7, 6, 8, something, 9. But they predicted 35%. So if it was 20%, it would be incredible. That would be double, triple what the highest in history was. But this is a number that, because we're doing great. But the Democrats think by keeping North Carolina closed and Pennsylvania, we love Pennsylvania closed, and by keeping Michigan closed, this governor that's always blaming everybody for everything, by keeping, except her husband, by keeping, it's true, by keeping Michigan closed, and all of this, that it'll affect the number. Well, the number's going to be great anyway. And they got to open up California. We got to open up California. I see what's going on. People are leaving California. They're leaving New York because they can't take it. Number one, they have the basic problems, high taxes, crime. But on top of it, they can't even open. It's a very sad thing, and they're killing. I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know what they're doing. But they have to open these states up, and your governor has to open your state up. And this is brilliant, brilliant timing. Well, this is great timing because I just see. We're joined tonight by your Lieutenant Governor, Dan Forest. Right? Dan, you better come up here. Come on. Let's get this guy along. Where is Dan? Yeah, come on, Dan. Look at him. He's a handsome guy. Don't worry, he's locked in. Secret Service will get. Take your time. We're also joined by South Carolina Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evett. Pamela, where's Pamela? Thank you, Pamela. Wow, so young and so strong and so smart. Good, you're doing a fantastic job. Say hello to the governor. Thank you. Thank you, Pamela. Come up here, Dan. Come here, Dan. Say a few words.
Thank you, Mr. President. Great to say. Thank you, Mr. President. Welcome to North Carolina. Another Gastonia welcome. Mr. President, it's great to have you back in the great state of North Carolina. You can see with all these tens of thousands of people here that North Carolina loves you. And North Carolina is going to vote for Donald J. Trump one more time in November. Mr. President, we have a couple things in common here. Our opponents are both stuck in their basement for the last 200 days. They both have the same philosophy. Their job is to destroy instead of build up. We both come from a business background, Mr. President, and I'm going to work with you to make North Carolina great again, and we're going to work to make America great again. So Donald J. Trump, President Trump has done more for the United States of America in the last 46 months than Joe Biden has done in the last 46 years. And we don't need a do-nothing president in America. We need a president that gets things done. Here in North Carolina, we have a do-nothing governor. For 4 years, we have a governor who's done absolutely nothing except for shut our state down, shut our schools down, close our economy down, and destroy one of the greatest economies the United States of America has ever seen. So my friends, join with me over the next 13 days to vote Republican, vote Donald J. Trump, and vote Dan Forest for governor. God bless you.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you. Thank you, Dan. He'll be a great governor. Hey, Dan, you're making a lot of progress. I see the polls are very close, Dan. They're getting a little bit nervous. They're getting a little nervous about you. A friend of mine from the beginning, she's always been with me, and just a fantastic woman, Virginia Fox, Congresswoman. She walks into a room, and those congressmen, they shake and they quake. Right? That's true. Another friend of mine who we were involved with right at the beginning, he showed incredible courage and stamina. The race was a tough race. He's got another one coming up now, and I hope everybody's going to be with him. He's turned out to be a great congressman. Dan Bishop. Dan Bishop. Thank you, Dan. Great job. A lot of courage. And also, a warrior, a friend, really helps out. Whenever we need it, he's there. Ted Budd. Ted. Great congressman. Thank you. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Dan. North Carolina GOP Chair Michael Whatley. Hi, Michael. And we're doing well. Ah, that's good, Michael. We're going to win this state, I would think. Oh, I'll tell you. You know, those votes are all sort of coming in, and some aren't coming in like they thought. They're going a little bit. They're going a little crazy, Michael. They're a little bit concerned about what's happening, aren't they? Not only here, a lot of other states, too. Press just refuses to report it, but eventually they have to. Because, you know, at some point you win, and then they say, okay. Remember last time, right, 4 years ago? Remember the hand of John King? He was sort of like, I haven't seen him lately. Did he get fired or something? I think one of their lawyers just got fired. No, just got fired. For a good reason. Well, he hasn't been too nice to us, let's face it. That was a strange deal going on. No, but remember 4 years ago, the thing, his hand looked very brave. Oh, this is going to be this is going to be over very quick. Then about 4 hours later, the hand started to shake. And then he said, I can't believe what's happening, but we could believe it. We know it. And we know what's happening again. We know what's happening again, except more so. This is now happening again, Michael, except more so. You were there. Is this more than 4 years ago? Yeah, no, there's more enthusiasm. There's more enthusiasm. There's more support. No, this is even more so, I think, Michael. You better win, Michael. I will fire you so fast. And two friends of mine, I'll tell you what, these people, my wife called, she said, I just have to come over. She was in New York, and she came in. She said, you have to see, and she brought a clip. She said, you have to see this. These two people are great. They're great. This is 4 years ago, and it was Diamond and Silk. Where are they? Where are they? Are they here? Where are they? Look at them. Look at them. No, it's true. First lady came in, she said, you got to take a look at this being, and she pressed. I said, that's amazing. They are great. Thank you very much. Right from the beginning, right? You understood long before a lot of other people. You understood. You got it. They're also doing really well for themselves, and I'm happy. I said, go out and do well, right? Thank you. Thank you. Great honor. Thank you. Great people. Thanks also to your Senator, Tom Tillis, whose opponent had an unexpected problem, ×2. Now, Tom's a good guy. Tom's been with us. He's been working hard. He's respected very much in Washington. He's really a good senator, really a good senator. And he's been strong. So I hope he gets in. I hope you guys gonna go out and get him in. He's terrific. But he really did. You know, he had a little luck. But we wouldn't call it luck. It's it's an unfortunate situation in many ways. So we'll see how it all turns out. But it's a close race. It's going to be a tough race. But our race doesn't look like it's going to be as close. Our race looks like it's going pretty well. And with us as well are members of the incredible Lumbee Catawba tribes. Lumbee, Catawba. Where are they? Oh, look at you guys. Wow. Wow. That's a good-looking group of people. Lumbee, Catawba. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it. And we're working with you, and you have a great congressman in Dan. You know that, right? Right, Dan? I'll tell you, you're lucky you have Dan. No, he's a big supporter. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. As you know, the Lumbee tribe has been fighting for federal recognition for more than a century. That's all? Well, you're moving faster than a lot of people move. That's a long time. When I am reelected, we'll work with Congress, and we'll work with Dan, and we'll work with all of them on the Lumbee Recognition Act, and we'll get it done. Okay? It's about time. And I notice you do have great support within the state. You have Dan, but you have great support within the state, so that's great. We'll work on that very strongly. Thank you. Thank you. Under my administration, we built the greatest economy in the history of the world, and now we are doing it again. In my first 3 years, we increased family income over $6,000 and much more when you include energy, because, you know, these people want to wipe out your energy. We're energy independent. They want to wipe it out. Who ever thought you'd be paying $2 for gasoline, sometimes less? You know, that's like a big tax cut. That's more than 5 times the gains in all 8 years under the Obama administration. Think of that. In 3 years versus 8 years, medium income range and reached, wow, $69,000. That's good. That's good. That's an all-time high. Income for Black Americans grew 9 times. Think of that. It grew 9 times more under my leadership than under Biden and Obama. Grew 9 times more, much shorter period of time. African American unemployment, Hispanic American unemployment, and Asian American unemployment all reached their lowest levels in the history of our country. Women's unemployment reached the lowest rate in more than 70 years. We lifted nearly 7 million Americans out of poverty, including nearly 1.2 million African Americans lifted out of poverty. Think of that. Nobody's done this. These are all records. When the virus hit, we experienced the smallest contraction of any major country anywhere in the world, and we also are now witnessing, by far, the fastest recovery. We're recovering faster than anything. And you'll see what that number is. Let's see what it is. And I don't know, 35, but it's going to be a great number. Since April, we created a record 11.4 million jobs. Never done that before. Under Biden, it took 30 months to recover more than half of the jobs lost in the crisis. We did it in 5 months. Think of that. And we've spent the last 4 years reversing the damage Joe Biden inflicted over the last 47 years. He supported NAFTA, the worst trade deal ever made. TPP would have been the worst trade deal ever made, would have been even worse, but I didn't let it go through. And China's entry into the World Trade Organization, one of the worst things ever to happen to this country. He betrayed, quite honestly, the American worker. That's what he did. And he always has. He always has. Now he's saying, we have to protect America. We have to hire. He says we have to hire. He copied me. We have to hire American, he says. I said he copied me. Get a new phrase. He's not doing anything. He didn't do it for years. And forget the 47. You know, it wasn't like they were out long, right? He didn't do any of this stuff when they were there. He also voted for the war in Iraq. Terrible decision. For decades, our politicians spent trillions and trillions of dollars rebuilding foreign nations, fighting foreign wars, and defending foreign borders. But now we are finally protecting our nation, rebuilding our cities, and we are bringing our jobs, our factories, and our troops back home to the USA where they belong. And I'm also taking care of North Carolina tobacco growers. Is that okay? Yes? North Carolina tobacco growers. Under my leadership, we achieved the most secure border in U.S. history by far. My opponent's insane immigration plan would be a nightmare for North Carolina families. He would eliminate U.S. borders by implementing nationwide catch and release. We ended catch and release. That's when you catch somebody, could be a murderer, could be a rapist, could be a criminal of some kind, and you let them free and say, excuse me, come back in 4 years, we're going to give you a trial. Nobody ever comes back. Who would come back? Only a very stupid person would come back. So it's catch and release. I ended that. You think that was easy to end that? It was not easy. It was not easy. Sounds easy, but it wasn't. It's ended. And he wants to make every community into a sanctuary city for violent criminals. No, thank you. The Biden-Harris plan, and you've had a lot of problems with your sanctuary cities, and you've had a lot of crime because of your, and a lot of death with your sanctuary cities and city. The Biden-Harris plan would also increase refugees 700% from the most dangerous places in the world. That was done with Crazy Bernie, right? That was the manifesto. I call it the manifesto. They agreed to the 700% increase. They pledged to terminate all national security travel bans, which I got. I got a travel ban. Remember they said you'd never get it approved? I got it approved. And now if somebody hates us, if they hate us from a different part of the world, we say, I'm sorry, you cannot come in. That makes sense, doesn't it? They'll open the floodgates to radical Islamic terrorism. The beheading that took place in France just a few days ago is a horrifying reminder that we have to be vigilant. And I sent our regards and our sympathies to France and to their president, Macron, who's a terrific guy. He's working very hard. I'm keeping the terrorists, jihadists, and violent extremists the hell out of our country, if that's okay with you. And I will never say it because it's not good to say it, and I'm knocking on nice, beautiful wood because I can tell it's ours because they spend a lot of money on building these things. But you haven't seen too much happening on that front, have you, huh? You notice? Okay, well, keep your eyes open. Okay, keep your eyes open because they'd love to do something. Just keep your eyes open. But there's a reason for things not happening also. We invested $2.5 trillion in the U.S. military. And as you all know, defense spending in North Carolina has soared. Made in the USA, all made in the USA. And for our great veterans, we passed VA choice and VA accountability. Nobody thought that was ever going to happen. We killed the leader of ISIS, al-Baghdadi. And we took out the mass murder of American troops. Soleimani is dead. I withdrew from the last administration's disastrous Iran nuclear deal. How about this? $150 billion for nothing. And don't forget, $1.8 billion in cash, in grid. Many airplanes loaded up with cash. I recognized the true capital of Israel and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. 2 years they worked on that. We got it done in 2 hours. 52 years. And instead of never-ending wars, we are forging peace in the Middle East without blood all over the sand. Just signed up another country today. Iran doesn't want to let me win. China doesn't want to let me win. They want me to be defeated so badly. And the swamp doesn't want to let me win because I am fighting for you. I'm fighting for you. The first call I'll get after we win, the first call I'll get will be from Iran saying, let's make a deal. Because you talk about an economy, their economy, GDP down 27%. Nobody's ever even heard of it. A vote for Republicans is a vote for safe communities, great jobs, and a limitless future for all Americans. So in conclusion, we're all about the American dream. You know, we're about the American dream. Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. We have to say that. Honest Abe. Over the next 4 years, we will make America into the manufacturing superpower of the world. And we will end our reliance on China once and for all. It's already happening. We will hire more police, increase penalties for assaults on law enforcement, and we will ban deadly sanctuary cities. We will uphold religious liberty, free speech, and the right to keep and bear arms. Second Amendment. And remember, Joe Biden is going to take away your Second Amendment. He's going to take it away. Don't even think about it. We will strike down terrorists who threaten our cities, and we will keep America out of these ridiculous, absolutely crazy foreign wars. We will do it. Countries you've never even heard of. We will maintain America's unrivaled military might, and we will ensure peace through strength. That's what we have right now. And the equipment that we built is the greatest anywhere in the world. Russia, China, North Korea, everybody. We are the envy. Nobody has equipment like us. Missiles, rockets, tanks, submarines, ships, fighter jets. Beautiful, beautiful. The best stuff anywhere in the world. Hydrosonic missiles, 7 times faster than anything else. 7 times. They go rather quickly. And we've totally redone our nuclear. And hope to God, all of it. Hope to God we never have to use any of it. That's all. But you know, because it's now redone, you know, remember I got here and a highly overrated general said, "Sir, we have no ammunition." I said, that should never happen to a president again. But hope to God this equipment never has to be used. But nobody has it like us. And you know, the reason it may never be used is because we have it. If we didn't have it, we may have very big problems. We could have had very big problems. We got it done. Made in the USA. We will end surprise medical billing. Require price transparency. Already done, already signed. Kicks in on January 1st. That's a big thing. That's going to be bigger. Please remember, price transparency, bigger than health care. Wait till you see this. A lot of people aren't too happy with what I did there. Further reduce the cost of prescription drugs. Favored nations, we're going to get the lowest in the world. And we will always protect patients with pre-existing conditions. Always. America will land the first woman on the moon, and the United States will be the first nation to land an astronaut on Mars. We will stop the radical indoctrination of our students and restore patriotic education to our schools. We will teach our children to love our country, honor our history, and always respect our great American flag. And we will live by the timeless words of our national motto, "In God We Trust." For years, you had a president who apologized for America. Now you have a president who is standing up for America and standing up for the great people of North Carolina. Standing up for North Carolina. But we have the most important election in our history. So get your friends, get your family, get your neighbors, get your co-workers, get your boss, rip him out of the seat. And get out and vote. Gotta get out and vote. From Asheville, we'll be there soon, to Charlotte, from Wilmington to Raleigh, and from Greensboro to right here in Gastonia. We stand on the shoulders of red-blooded American patriots who poured out their heart, sweat, and soul to secure our liberty and defend our freedom. Our brave American ancestors crossed the oceans, blazed the trail, settled the continent, tamed the wilderness, dug out the Panama Canal, laid down the railroads, raised up the great skyscrapers, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and made America the single greatest nation in the history of the world, and you haven't seen anything yet. Proud citizens like you help build this country, and together we are taking back our country. We are returning power to you, the American people. That's what happened 4 years ago. With your help, your devotion, and your drive, we are going to keep on working, we are going to keep on fighting, and we are going to keep on winning, winning, winning. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together with the incredible people of North Carolina, we have made America powerful again, our military. We have made America wealthy again, our stock market, your 401ks. Your 401ks are booming. We have made America strong again. We have made America proud again. We have made America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, North Carolina. Go out and vote. Thank you. Go and vote. Thank you very much.
The President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, wrapping up his remarks there in North Carolina, and he will now go and prepare for the debate tomorrow night against Joe Biden. You can watch that here on RSBN tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have pre-debate coverage as well. We'd love to be able to play you the YMCA going on right now. We can't, folks, for copyright reasons, so apologies for that. We'll keep the camera on the president to get some of his signature dance moves in here on camera. Want to thank all of you for tuning in to RSBN. We're going to be so busy coming up. We've got 2 rallies in Florida. We'll be in Pensacola and the Villages on Friday. You don't want to miss that. A 4:30 p.m. Eastern time start to the Villages rally, and 7 p.m. Eastern in Pensacola, Florida. So he'll head on from there, and we'll probably be going up north after that for another Saturday rally. It's just that time of year. We're going to be extremely busy. So make sure that you tune in. Make sure that you are subscribed here to Right Side. Hit the red subscribe button underneath the video, and we will we'll be busy, so you'll be getting a lot of notifications from us. Thank you all so much for all your support. If you would like to contribute to our 2020 fund and help us to get to every single rally, because we're a small company based in Auburn, Alabama, we take on the mainstream media every night, and we show what they won't show you. You see from us, you see the opening speakers, the Pledge of Allegiance, the national anthem. You see all of the entire venue, the crowds. We have 2 cameras here to show you everything that they won't show you. If you want to support media, independent media like us, please consider making a donation to our 2020 travel fund at rsbnetwork.com/donate. That's rsbnetwork.com/donate, because we figure we'll probably do about 30 more of these things. If I had to guess, I don't know for certain, but I would say the president is so high energy that he's putting it all on the line. We are so close now to the election, just 13 days away, and so he is going to leave nothing to chance. And we need your support now more than ever, because we're going to be going around. We have 6 crews, and we're going to try to send as many of them as possible to all these rallies, but it can cost us $5,000 to $7,000 a rally. And the way we get there is from your support. We are viewer supported. We don't take on big investors, so it is such an honor and a privilege to be able to have this platform at this time, to be able to follow the President of the United States around, and to even play such a small role in this election. So please, if you want to support us, rsbnetwork.com/donate. We're going to send it back live to Gastonia in just a second with our correspondent Liz Willis, who is standing by there, and our 2 great cameramen who've been there the entire day. If you like the overflow camera, that's another reason to keep donating, because it's very expensive for us to send another camera to these events. But we want to show you the entire size and scope of the crowd. And We've always showed the crowd here, but we're trying to do it on a whole new level here at RSBN. So donate at rsbnetwork.com/donate. All right, so sending it back now to Liz Willis, who's live at the scene in Gastonia. Appreciate all of you tuning in. Make sure, again, that you're subscribed on YouTube. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you to all who are watching and who have subscribed over the last several months. We want to get to 1 million subscribers before this is all over with. So again, back to Gastonia. I'm Joe Seals from the RSBN studio in Auburn, Alabama. War Eagle, and good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think the dancing is getting better and better each rally. There was some nice elbow movement and some hip action in that one. I think we got it down here at RSBN. We'll certainly be practicing it here tonight. President Trump is quite the dancer. Who knew it? But there you have it. That was his rally from Gastonia City, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, for a state that the pollsters are calling a swing state. It looks like President Trump is going to win the great state of North Carolina once again. This time, it could quite possibly be by more than just 3.9 percentage points. We'll see soon enough. We are just 2 weeks shy of President Trump winning hopefully the 2020 presidential election. I meant to say the 2020 presidential election, but quite literally, naturally, that's just what came out of my mouth. I'm that confident that he's going to win. So we'll see about that. But keep in mind, Right Side Broadcasting Network is almost entirely viewer funded, so we do rely on your donations to keep us going from rally to rally, state to state, traveling all over this great country, live streaming all of these rallies to hundreds of millions of viewers who want to see President Trump's rallies. There's a number of ways you can help support us. The first one being the YouTube live chat. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to hop in that in just a second. You click that $sign in the bottom right-hand corner, and you can donate absolutely any amount. The second way is by going to our website. That's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. Again, that's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. The third way is a non-electronic form of payment. You can send a check to 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830. So the three main ways to donate to RSBN, just to reiterate, are the YouTube live chat, the website, and by sending a check. I'm going to give a few of those shout outs here in just a moment before we sign off. But first, we're going to continue to pan this crowd for a moment while I give you a word from our partners. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for those shout outs. We have people really leaving pretty quickly here, going to race to their cars. But I want to quickly say thank you to Patriot Mobile. They've been incredible to work with, and they're a great alternative to your current cellular network. If you watch the news or don't live under a rock, then you've seen that leftist corporations like Verizon have empowered radicals to tear our country apart by funding their efforts, most recently sending $10 million to Al Sharpton and others. It started with impeachment, then exploiting the pandemic, and finally followed by violent riots. Now they're threatening more violence and packing the court. Patriot Mobile shares your values and won't send your hard-earned money to aid in the destruction of America or fund Planned Parenthood. Get the same nationwide service and support a company that loves America, shares your values, and supports our police. Switching is easy. Keep your phone number, bring your own phone, or buy a new one. And now they have their best offer yet. Get a free month of service or a phone plus free activation with the offer code RSBN. Just go to patriotmobile.com/RSBN to contact their US-based customer service. Also, if you are an active duty or a veteran, then you will get a discount, so make sure to ask them about that. Again, that's patriotmobile.com/RSBN or call 972 Patriot. Veterans and first responders, make sure you tell them that what you do for that discount. Make the switch today. That's patriotmobile.com/RSBN. Check them out. Don't forget to subscribe to Right Side Broadcasting Network. We are on Twitter and Instagram at RSB Network. You can follow me as well. Follow us all on this incredible journey for the next 2 weeks leading up to the presidential election on November 3rd. Plus or minus a few days after that for all that ballot counting. But you can follow me at Liz Willis. That's LIZWILLIS on Instagram. And on Twitter, I'm there as well. It's my name, same thing, with an underscore at the end. I hope you guys will reach out. Stay tuned. Tomorrow's the presidential debate. We will have that coverage live. We will also be live Friday with President Trump's rallies. There will be two, the first one being in the Villages, Florida at 4:30 p.m. Central, followed by a second President Trump Keep America Great rally at 7 p.m. from Pensacola, Florida. I think I'll be hosting that one. Stay tuned to our RSBN Twitter to find out exactly who's going to be where. God bless you guys. We're going to pack this up and hit the road to our next rally location. Good night.